Now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Israel. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Israel. Shabbat shalom. I pray that everybody's having a blessed Shabbat.
Yes,
Go,
indeed.
brother.
Yes,
Let's
indeed.
go.
Hey, so we got about 12 on. So hey, if y'all can do us a favor, like as soon as we come on from here on out, just go ahead and put a 1 in the box. So that way, you know what I'm saying, we won't have to keep repeating it and everything. So, and spread the word. So just go ahead and put a 1 if you can hear us, because we got to make sure that the audio is good, because we got a very important lesson, which all of them are very important. So yeah, so we'll just go ahead. Yeah, there you go. All right, we got some 1s. So hey, y'all know the title. Yeah, so y'all know the title, the end result of Torah breaking. But first of all, I just want to say, Brother Eitan, to you, man, it's been an honor, man. It's an honor doing battle with my brother Eitan. We committed to this 7-year war against harlotry, Jezebelism, and these mama boys, multiple baby daddies, simps. You know what I'm saying? We put our full heart into this, and this is what we're gonna be focusing on the next 7 years. Of course, we'll do. We'll slip some other videos in there from time to time, but just know this: we are fully dedicated, because we want to see things change. We want to see our people. We want to see our people make the change for the better. Because I don't know about y'all, but our people must love butt whoopings. For some reason, our people just love butt whoopings, and we've been getting it for thousands of years because our people just don't want to do right. You know. So I want to start off with a scripture, because we want to lay the base for why we're doing this and why we're so committed to this 7-year mission. So let's go to 1 Baruch chapter 4. 1 Baruch chapter 4. Read from the Sefer. If you got your apocrypha, it's there as well. I'll give you a few seconds to get there as people are coming on. So for those who are just coming on, you say Shabbat Shalom. Also, you all will say this a few times throughout the video. Just make sure you smash that like button and share these videos so that we can really build, because we're really working on building this channel. We want to build it up over the next 7 years, especially. And so that's been both our focus. So, all right, let's get into these scriptures. 1 Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1.
Well, hold on, brother. Before we get on, before we go on, just real quick, a few of the brothers and sisters that always stay with us every week, I just want to give a shout out to the brothers and sisters that put 1 in the chat room. I want to give a shout out to Sean Singleton, Shabbat Shalom, all y'all, Mariah Israel, T. Hicks, William Finney, David West, Dawn Lorraine, More, and Yvonne Danielle, Tina Thornton, and all the rest of the family of Israel. Just welcome to our channel. All right.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
We got brothers standing up with us, and we got righteous sisters also standing up with us. And this is what this is all about. This we got to do. We're going to have to push the letter. We have to push the letter hard. No matter who likes it, who gets offended by it, we got to push it. All right. 1 Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "This is the secret of the commandments of Elohim, and the Torah that endures forever. All they that guard it shall come to life." So in other words, there is life in the Torah. That's what it's all about. Even before the law was written, okay, even before the law was given to Moses on Mount Sinai, that our people kept the law still, because everybody at one time kept the law. Everybody was melanated, and that's why when Abraham says that he was the master of the stars, he knew how to read the stars. He knew how to keep the commandments and everything. So even before the law was given, even Abraham was obeying the Most High prior to that. And it goes on to say, I'll read that part again. "All they that guard it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." And I want to really emphasize something. And brother, feel free to jump in anytime. And the reason why me and brother Eitan is committed to this mission is because we are serious about, teaching against this wickedness, against harlotry, against Jezebelism, and against these mama boy simps that are supporting this mess. And you sisters, y'all got to realize how important this is, because when the government have used our people to turn, especially the women, to turn against, as weaponized to turn against our people, our women don't realize the horror and the dangers that came with that, you know, with the whole reformation of the liberation movement, wanting to be independent, black, strong, and then the whole welfare system, and wanting to be the boss and all that. And it's like there's been a total loss of reverence for the men by the black women, a total loss of reverence and a total loss of fear of the Most High. And we're seeing something so devastating that we've never seen before in our people. We've never, ever been in a situation. When we compare it to the 50s, you know, there was much reverence and respect for the brotherhood, for the men. And sisters, I hate to say this, but it's going to get worse with a lot of our sisters, and unfortunately, a lot of our seniors, the old, and I'm speaking, you know, just the sisters who really got involved with this stuff, wanting to be liberated and all that 7 decades ago. You know, all of them are going to die out. They're going to die out, and guess who are going to replace them? The women that's going to replace them are going to be the little Kims and the young stallions. So when you look at how the situation is, and I'm trying to use the best words for it because it's going to take a long time to reverse. When the Most High told Saul to kill his enemies, he meant that. And when Saul spared the good ones, thinking that he was doing righteously, you know, it took hundreds of years later, the same people that he spared came back to enslave our people. So this is why me and Brother Atar want you to see the seriousness of it, of this thing. When you have women out there that just have multiple babies by different men, that's serious, y'all. That's like a double curse. That's like a triple, quadruple curse. And you can't. That's something that can't just be fixed overnight or in a couple of decades. That's going to take some serious generations to fix. And so it's like the Most High is just going to let things bleed out. He's going to let things just wear itself out. You know, sometimes we think that the Most High is just supposed to come and fix the stuff that we messed up. And it's not going to happen like that. So yeah, he's going to fix it by allowing us to just bleed out, allowing all our wicked people to bleed out. I mean, it's a sad case. But that's also right. That's the ball game we played for the Most High. The Most High never turned his back on us. We turned our backs on him.
All right, Salakia. And also, right, I just wanted to add in, we got a lot of problem with a lot of weak men, right? And that's where a lot of this stuff even started in the first place. Like once the nation, right, you know, we started knowing some semblance of peace underneath these heathen, right? We got a lot of weak men that are turning out, and weak men that are letting women do whatever the hell they want to do, right? And see, that's the problem. Like if you have a lot of strong men standing up and not letting women do what they want to do, right, this wouldn't be a problem. But because we have weak men, because times of peace, right, creates weak men. Understand? In times of war, that creates strong men. They're not going to let you do any damn thing because, you know, we're in a war state of mind. Our mind is driven to, you know, more things of, you know, say just being serious here. You know what I mean? We're not going to be struggling on those simpleton, you know, laid back. You know, we don't have our minds on all this other stuff if we're concentrating on war. And now, right, being in a time of peace, we have beaten a lot of weak men. As you see, even throughout the government, we have the system being like, even in the beginning, we know these heathens under the captivity of these heathens, right? The women weren't allowed to work. They had to wear dresses. They stayed in the house. You know, this is times when we were going through World War I, World War II, the Civil Rights War, all these different things, right? These are the times of war when men's minds weren't on the folly, such as homosexuality, women's liberation, and all this foolishness. Because, you know, just like King David in the Bible, right? When he was in times of war, that were the times of the highest times when we were keeping the commandments, right? He wasn't even allowed to be, he slept in caves, right? King David and his men slept in caves because their minds were so war ready that they weren't even allowed to be around the rest of the people, right? You know what I mean? Hey, man, you might have startled King David and he might have cut your head off, you know? Go ahead. So
and that's
yeah,
and that's true. And I want to bring out something that you mentioned. You said something very profound. You said that sometimes in a time of peace can create weakness. And when you look at all this stuff, 8 decades ago, how this stuff started creeping in, women's liberation movement, welfare system, you had a lot of weak men supporting that stuff. Now you had a lot of strong men who was against it, at the time. But what happens is that the government was so skillful at getting our women to turn against the black man, because the war is truly against the black man, not the black woman. And that's we can prove that without a doubt of fact, because that was the whole purpose, was to get the man out the house, period, was to emasculate the black man, through techniques that was used in the Willie Lynch, but a more modern way. They have a way of embarrassing our men, so creating prisons to create laws that are against our men, so that way the media can come out and say, you see, black people are no good, but nobody can raise a child like a brother. No one, no nation on this earth can raise a child like a brother. So this is what we're dealing with, y'all, and we've allowed our enemies to dupe us and to bring us in this state, and this is where we are now. So I want to, before brother brings out Amos 5:10, I want to share also Tobit. If you go ahead and turn to Tobit chapter 14, and let's look at verse 9. Sorry about that.
Oh man, Amos 5:10, man. That's a weekly thing, brother. That ain't no special scripture. That's just a weekly thing. So anyone that's bringing out the truth, so they understand what's going on. Go ahead, brother. Let's go ahead. And
so before we bring that out, let's look at Tobit 14 and verse 9. It says, but keep thou the law of the commandments, and show thyself merciful and just, that it may go well with thee. I can't. Y'all know us by now. We're big on stressing the law. Why? Because the law is life. Torah is the law of life, breathing blood of the Most High, and it's so important to keep that. Y'all know, when you go to Deuteronomy 28, you read about the curses, you read about the blessings. All right, but we're in the latter part. We're in the curses because of our forefathers, and so and this is why we're in a state where you got weak men. And we got so many women that got multiple baby daddies. Unheard of. This is unprecedented, y'all. When I say unprecedented, I mean unprecedented. Like finding a virgin in the U.S. is like trying to find a needle in the middle of the ocean. And especially for our young brothers, it's really hard. It's coming into the truth, And a lot of them, are complaining to us, like, man, we gotta. It's crazy. It's crazy, brother, man. We gotta go outside the country just to find us a faithful woman that hasn't been westernized. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And we don't want y'all to get angry at us, right? We don't want no one to get angry at us or anything like that. So I want you to understand that this is coming from the scriptures, right? And I want every single one of you, right, that are keeping the commandments along with us, understand that they're gonna. Amos 5:10, they're going to hate you, right? They say if they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And I'm going to repeat this scripture week after week after week, because I want y'all to have a spiritual understanding, like a spiritual rejuvenation every week come the Sabbath, right? Every week come the Shabbat, we need to get a spiritual rejuvenation to be able to take us through the next week, fighting off the unclean spirits, fighting off the wicked niggas, the wicked nigga women, the wicked ass heathen, all these folks and things that we got to go through, through our day to day, and trials and tribulations that are put forth upon us through Satan, right? Because it says what? Narrow is the gate, right? Our gate that leads to the kingdom is narrow. You understand? So it's going to be trials and tribulations, throughout our lifetime. You have to praise Yahweh when you're being tested, when you're going through something, right? A lot of people, man, they get down and out when they start going through hard times, and they think that, oh man, something's going. No, those are the times you need to be rejoicing, pulling up your pants, strapping on your boots, and be proud that the Most High is testing you. That's a test from the Most High. You need to be proud that the Most High deems it okay for him to test you. For you to be tested, that means that the Most High is messing with you. right? You go ahead and pass that test, you know, and keep the commandments just like Job did. Go ahead, brother.
You know, and I want to touch on that verse. That's a very powerful verse, Amos 5:10. So I want to read that again. It says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. We want you to understand it. Even if some of y'all are angry with us, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the Most High is going to have the final say so, and we're going to continue pushing out these scriptures. The Bible says, cry aloud, spare not, and show Israel their trespass. And, you know, I'm praying that many of our sisters, many of our brothers will start to see the truth for what it is. You know, just kind of seeing it is not good enough. You're going to have to see it full force for what it is. And that might take some time. You know what I'm saying? At least the next 7 years that we're praying by the grace of the Most High. We're serious about this, y'all. We're not stopping. And most people don't have the wind to keep up because, you know, we deal with a people that live in a popcorn society. They want something real quick, and they can't handle the old school. See, like me and Brother Aton, we the old school type OGs that be getting out the coordinates and get all kinds of, you know, the coordinates and everything, going through scriptures line by line and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people can't handle that kind of stuff. You know, so you know, we're not some young bucks that's going to give you a 5-minute speech and everything, and then this talk all the time. We're gonna be throwing scriptures at you left and right. All right, so just know we love our people. You know, we're tired of the BS. We're tired of the wickedness. We're tired of seeing our sisters just destroy their bodies, you know, day after day. But we're tired of these weak men just allowing themselves to be overtaken by these women. You know, these brothers gonna have to stand up. And you know, we talked about another video where you got brothers. Look, brothers, stop living with these women. I don't care if you feel like you can't take care of yourself. You don't need to be living with no woman, period. You know, I would rather see you live in a homeless shelter before you try to live with some woman. And it's so that you can get yourself on your feet and everything and get yourself squared away. You know?
Right. And I want y'all to understand one thing too, right? I want the family of Israel to understand that, you know, we don't care if we get 1 million subscribers or 2 million subscribers. We'll do this thing for one Israelite woman, one Israelite man. You understand? And I wanted to bring this out real quick, right? And this should be a goal for every single Israelite that's listening, right? Every single Israelite that's listening, this would be a goal for you. It says, this is James 5:20. Let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins. You understand, right? When the scriptures talk about bearing fruit, this is the kind of fruit that you're bearing. You know, your testament of the way you live, right? A testament of the way you speak, right? A testament of knowing the commandments and showing that you follow Yahweh, right? By Yahweh Shah. It's the exact same thing, right? Because if you can convert a sinner from the error of their ways, you will be able to save a soul from death, and you shall hide a multitude of sins. So if you be able to save a soul from death, what does that mean, right? That person will get the kingdom just as well as you. You know, hopefully if you're, keeping righteous. It's the same thing here. So this is the type of fruit that myself, Brother Daniel, and all the Israelites that are out there are striving to do, because this is a way that you should do what? You should be able to hide a multitude of sins. Now, we all know that we got plenty of sins, because it says what? Our righteousness are like filthy rags. I'm going to get 1 Peter, right? Let me get 1 Peter real quick, because that's another precept, and I want y'all to understand that that's going to be one other thing too, right? This should be above all things, right? And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins, right? That's the same thing for all of us, right? We need to, be able to spread this word, right? If you're seeing a brother or sister being weak in the flesh, right? They're being wicked as hell. You know what they're doing? They're causing a procrastination of the Hamashiach to come back. The longer we keep You know what I'm saying? This is why Hamashiach doesn't know when he's coming back. Because who knows when we getting right? You know, who knows when we getting right? You know, just when we thought that we were getting better, man, we're getting worse. So, you know, I hear people thinking, oh, man, Hamashiach's coming back tomorrow. But there's so many prophecies that are unfulfilled, right? You know why? Because we lack charity as a people. Man, we don't even go to our own people for businesses, right? We don't even tell our sister that, you know, you was being wicked as hell. You was having babies out of wedlock. Remember, man, that was back in the day, man, you couldn't even sit in the front seat of the Christian church and you had babies out of wedlock. Nowadays, you got sisters with blonde wigs and are pregnant with babies, you know, and no husband sitting on the front row talking about hallelujah. Man, wicked as hell.
That's the new norm. That's the new norm that's happening now, you know.
Right.
Crazy. And what brother said on that note about the chastising part, you know, look at Hebrews. Here's put this up right quick. I'll make this a little bigger so y'all can see it. I want y'all to see it. So Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 11. It says, now no chastising for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterwards yielded peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. You know, and that chastisement is very, very important. And let me go down. Let me go to verse 8 to show y'all. Well, all right, because this is what I want to show you right here. Well, so look at that real closely, because see, our people hate being corrected, especially the women. It says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof are you partakers? Then are you bastards and not sons? So, you know, we're quoting scriptures to you guys. We're just quoting the scriptures that the prophets have already written. But see, y'all don't want the chastisements of the Most High because it's going to be brutal. Y'all think that we harsh. If y'all think that we're being too cordial with you all and everything, and y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, y'all ain't seen. Y'all gonna be like Brother Aton and Brother Ben's, like the nicest people on the face of the earth.
All right,
y'all. Seriously, we do not. Y'all do not want that smoke from the Most High, and that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. We're about to get that smoke from the Most High. Unfortunately,
just to add on,
sad to say,
right? Oh, I'll put that back
don't,
up.
Don't, it didn't have to be that way. It didn't have to be that way. We would have kept the commandments.
Right. So to add on to what I was saying earlier, you know, just Brother Daniel just brought out a precept concerning the chastisement, right? And what I was saying to you earlier, that you need to rejoice when things are happening to you. So like if you feel like you're being rebuked, you know, if you're caught out there in some wickedness, you know, you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, right? Or you just having a hard time because things and trials and tribulations have come upon you. It said, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, right? Because we all got to get tried through the fire, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that, man, you know, Brother Daniel and myself, we're going to strive day in and day out, you know, every Shabbat. And if you see us in the street, you know, to make sure that we're all keeping the commandments, right? And you all should be doing the exact same thing, all right?
And y'all should be happy. I'm telling y'all, like we got feast days that are strictly and conclusively for Israel. One, the Shabbat. When you read Jubilees 2 on 31 and 32, she didn't get a Shabbat to no other nation but Israel. Y'all, that should be a high honor. You know, we have our feast day, but you know, our people are so just gratified in keeping the holidays and everything. You know, but before I get off into that, I don't want to, you know, just want to give an example of what a blessing it is to keep the commandments and Torah. We should be excited about wanting to keep the Torah. You should be excited about wanting to dress according to your rightful heritage. You should be happy and wanting to wear. You should be like busting your butt, going out there to try to find fringes.
God,
So in your
amen.
garden.
Hallelujah.
You know,
That's
that's just giving, y'all. This is, you know, and the Most High give us all this love. Yeah, but we what do we do in return? You know, we go out and we allow our enemies to take over us, and we go out and our women want to have multiple babies by different men and everything. It's like no respect, no reverence for the Most High, and that's what's driving me crazy. But I know brother has we have a video that we're going to show you, and we're going to probably stop it periodically just to go through. It's going to turn your stomach, so just get ready whenever we get ready to play it and everything. And
all right.
don't think that we're playing this stuff because we're just picking, but we're just showing you the norm that's the thinking of many of our women. You may say, well, what about the righteous women? Yeah, the righteous women are going to, you know, all praises to the righteous women, but you know, a few spoils it for the whole bunch. And if you don't believe it, go ask the forefathers who had to spend 40 years in the wilderness when it was only an 11-day journey.
All right. Israel, first, before I bring this up, right now, just because of the name of the lesson, it says the end result of, you know, just pretty much the Torah not being kept, us, you know, just not keeping the commandments, right? I want y'all to understand the absolute foolishness. Now, this woman right here, she is I think that's what you call it, like a lesbian or like a homosexual or whatever. Now you see that she has, it says on the thing, almost 1 million likes, right? That's ridiculous. Almost 1 million likes for this. Now, this is an Israelite woman. This is a representative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she's in the middle of, in a meeting of Congress, right? And this a woman is a law professor. Now, first of all, you got to remember, right? When you don't keep the commandments, doing things like homosexuality and things of that nature, your mind is already scrambled up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get a scripture real quick. I want to bring this out. It should already be up. Oh, hold up. Sorry. Hey, Romans 1:7. Let me pull this up real quick. Lock here as well. Yeah, let me get Romans 1:7 real quick because I want y'all to see that not keeping the commandments, and we already know that.
I should know Romans chapter 1 by heart, y'all. I know where he's getting ready to go with that because that's exactly what we're seeing in this nation today. Men with men, women with women, burning and desire for lust.
Right. So it says 1:27. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use unto that which was against nature, and likewise also the men, right? Leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lusts one towards another, men with men, working which that was unseemly, and receiving themselves that recompense in their own error, which was meat. And even as they did not retain God in their knowledge, which means what? They're not keeping the commandments by not retaining God in their knowledge. God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, right? And this is talking about, you know, both of us, men and women. But you know, since we have the black men seem to be on the back burner, right? The Israelite man has seemed to be on the back burner, and they have you know, all this black girl magic and all this foolishness, you know, for
black girl power.
Yeah, this is absolute folly to the maximum level.
Boss woman.
God, right? Boss woman. This is outrageous. So we're gonna go ahead and play this real quick. And I want y'all just to, you know, we're gonna periodically stop it, right? I just want y'all just to listen to the outright madness this woman is talking about. All right.
Is there a sound up?
Okay, right. If you don't understand what she just said just now, she said
there was no sound. I didn't we didn't hear anything.
Oh, y'all getting no sound? Okay, stop. No. Let me start that over. That's crazy. Hey, did anyone hear me in the chat? If y'all can hear anything in the chat, give me a 1. That's crazy. I don't hear no sound. Let me go ahead and start that over. Let me see.
Yeah, your mic might be connected through it.
Okay.
It normally plays.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. Let's see. Maybe I didn't click the audio button because you know you got some kind of
Yeah, and while he's getting that, just make sure if y'all hear the video, just put a 1.
All right. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Can you hear that out?
No, I can't hear it on my side.
What? That's weird. I don't know why it's not playing.
You have it in the shared?
Yeah, I got it in the share. Everything's fine. Hold up. Let me see something else. Now, let me see if you can hear this. Start sharing. All right. That's weird. Oh, that sucks. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. We'll get it and everything.
Let me know if you hear this right here. All right. Let me. I'm gonna share this real quick. All right. Can you hear this?
Hey, boo.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. That's weird. I wonder why you can't hear this over here then. That's odd.
Yeah.
Let me put it.
Yeah, that one came through.
Let me see something.
Yeah, so basically we got clips of this women being interviewed, and you're just gonna see the pure wickedness of what our people, the mindset, and the way our people think in these modern days, which goes totally against the Torah. Let's want to start off with that one first, and then work on another one.
Well, oh man, I really wanted people to hear that outrageous. Man, I just could not believe it. I mean, it was just so retarded. I was like, man, how is this even possible? Anybody believe this stuff? Man, but hold on, let me see if I can. I'll get aggravated with this. I feel like maybe okay. Let me try that. Maybe this might do it. All right. Hold that one. Let me know if you hear something. You don't hear nothing?
I don't hear nothing. Hey, let's see if they hear it. Go ahead and let it play. Let's see if they hear it. Because if they hear it, then it's cool. If you hear the video, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box. Y'all can hear the video, put a 1 in the chat box.
No, they can't hear nothing.
No, nothing. Yeah.
Oh man, let me see if I can.
Yeah, because this is a really good one.
You know what, man? It's probably on YouTube. So yeah, man, go ahead and talk off real quick, man. Let me do.
Okay, yeah. Hey, while he's working on that, I want to reiterate just Deuteronomy 28 because I want to show y'all some things where we just really need to see and look at. I know y'all know this by heart and everything, but this is something that we really, I don't know, our people just don't get it. Our people don't want to get it. They don't see it. It's like they don't care. Let me go down to verse 48. So we're going to start. Because I hate being under these people. All right. So it says, therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, I want to talk about that destroyed part, because we're still going through that. See, people think that we're only destroyed when the chains were on. But now that the chains are off physically, it's like our people are more destroyed. Because think about the way it used to be back in the 50s, when families were together. You can leave your house. And some of you old schoolers on here know what I'm talking about. You can leave your house, and you won't have to worry about nobody breaking in your house and everything. Everything. The women were in order. The women were taking care of the homes. You didn't have all this. Hey, I'm gonna be my own person thing, and this and that. And so when all that stuff came into play, and we started being liberated, and we started being our own people, and women wanted their own independence, The Most High gave them exactly what they wanted. And now we have more single black women than ever before. And these same black women that always say that I don't want, I'd rather be single. I don't want no man. Those are the same ones that are saying that they don't want no man over them. They don't want no man to be the head of them, because we've gotten our people, our women have gotten so comfortable of just being their own bosses. And if y'all think I'm lying, just look around you. Just look around you. And we're going to continue to be destroyed. And like I said earlier, you know, a lot of our elderly are going to die out, and guess who's going to replace these our elderly women? It's going to be the Lil Kims and the young stallions. And every time we get in a situation where we want to do our own thing, the Most High will let us do it. But you know what? The consequences and the end result are going to be devastating. And we're starting to see that. And I'm praying that you all starting to see that as well. I mean, it's getting crazy. Verse 49, and Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. You know, my granddaddy used to always tell me, it didn't matter if you was a black man in the South that had a doctor's degree or what, you were still considered a boy. No regard for the old, no regard for the young. And we are powerful people. We let them do this to us. And sisters, and I'm talking to the older generation sisters, y'all let them do this to y'all. Y'all wanted to be liberated. Y'all wanted to have your own, be your own. And this is what we got. This is what we got, y'all. I don't want to hold it. Brother, you got that queued up?
God, man, we're good to go over here.
Okay.
Good to go. All right. Yeah, let me know if you can hear it, but you should be able to hear it just fine now.
Senator Hawley?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for
You got it?
Yep, you can hear it.
All right, Con, here we go. Let's go.
being here. Before I want to visit with you, Ms. Maskey, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
I'm sorry, right? That's just a bunch of foolishness, right? Okay. Hold up. Can y'all hear it right now? Well, give me a one if everybody can hear it. Well, just give me a couple of ones in the chat if y'all guys can hear that. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Before I start explaining.
Yeah, we're good.
Man, okay, fine. Now look how wide, you know what I'm saying? Just look how cracked out her eyes are, right? You know what I'm saying? Now this woman is a homosexual. So she says that, you know, essentially she's just saying that all natural women, right? All women with a womb, you know, natural born women by the Most High, they can have children, okay? Now, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? But she's trying to say it in a convoluted way to make you think that she's talking about something else, right? You know, cis women, natural women, you know, transsexual women. She's talking about, you know, women that have trans into men. They can still have children. You understand? That's what she's trying to say. But she's saying it in an all convoluted way, so she'll just try to have you befuddled. But we're gonna make sense of this, right? This is Satan. You know what I'm saying? Satan's work at its top notch. You know, I'm just gonna keep on playing because I got so frustrated when I was watching this.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that?
What? I'm sorry.
That's crazy. I mean,
now understand that since this woman is a homosexual herself, right? She is now trying to implement the rights of wickedness into the rights of regular women, right? Such as they're just on the rights of regular women. Now, this is by far. How do you think that she got there? Right? She got there by some weak, wicked man. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, a heathen has let an Israelite woman in, sounding with this foolishness with nose rings and all kinds of. I mean, just looking like just something out of Matumba. I mean, good Lord, have mercy. I just cannot. The life of me, I just cannot understand how our people. This is what I'm talking about. How we don't hold our people accountable. Right? As soon as this woman had opened up her mouth, somebody should have threw a banana across the room and slapped her in her face because she's talking unbelievable wickedness. Let's just go ahead and continue. I'm sorry.
That I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning. So we can't talk about it
because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies.
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Yep.
Senator Hawley?
One was an extraordinary fool. This woman tried to go back and say that because the man denied that transgender that men can't get pregnant, that the man was transphobic. What? That doesn't make any sense, right? Transphobia, whatever that is, that's wicked as hell. It's just a simple fact that the man told the truth, that this woman just started just making up, just started drawing conclusions to all. This is the mind of people that don't keep the commandments.
And just notice how she tried to put her own thoughts in it. See, this is the problem with a lot of our women, especially those who think they're educated in the field. I'm just going to bring out the scripture right quick, and then I'm going to comment on that. 1 Corinthians 3:19, it says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. For it is written, He takes the wise in their own craftiness." So this wicked woman is trying to be wise in her own craftiness, but she's already destroyed. But see, this is the thinking of a lot of our people. And you notice that she was trying to play the victim, and she was trying to flip it on him because the guy, called her BS. And so now she's trying to make up all this other stuff and everything, and just making it worse. See, our people were not like this back in the days. This was not the mindset of our people. Where do you think they got this from? Proverbs 3:31. Envy not thou the oppressor, and choose none of their ways. So you can see how this woman is trying to be manipulative. And nowhere close, though. She doesn't fear the Most High. She doesn't fear no man, period. She's set for destruction, whether they know or not. And and the sad thing about this is that she thinks she's wise in her own. She thinks she's wise in her own ways. That's the messed up part about it. And you got a lot of these women out here that are wise in their own way, and they think that it's righteous. They think that they're really doing something. They think they're making a statement, and they think they're speaking for all of us, all black people.
Right.
Damn shame.
Well, I wanted to bring out the scripture real quick. Now it says, "Cast out the scorner," right, and contention, right, because that woman is very contentious, right? This woman is scorning the laws of the Most High, right? She's a homosexual. She's over there arguing for the rights of transgenderism, and is one of our people. Notice it's one of our people. They don't put none of these damn heathen up there to talk that outrageous foolishness, right? They get one of our people up there. You see what I'm saying? You don't see Israelite men up there talking like that in front of the masses. You know, I mean, man, if we dare even try something like that, we'll get, you know, tarred and feathered most likely, right? It says, and contention shall go out, yea, strife and reproach shall cease, which means that what? We need to make sure that we're rebuking all the wickedness, weak ass men, wicked ass women. They have to go. We have to cast out them fools. If we cast out the scorner, right? Get on the homosexual. Get on the women that think they can be men. You know, get on the women that don't want to be married to no man. I don't need no man. Get on these baby mamas. Make sure that they keep their legs closed and don't be trapping up no other man and go back to their baby mama. We got to cast out these scorners and the contention, because the contention, that's all we're doing among each other, is just fighting. And strife and reproach shall cease. We are reproached among the nation. Nobody don't like us. Nobody likes Israel. Why? Because we're doing the most in wickedness. If we cast out these wicked ass niggas, right, the reproach and the shall cease. Proceed.
Yeah, you look at Black Lives Matter. You know, I bet you this woman is a firm supporter of Black Lives Matter. It's just like when that brother, they got shot like 60 times. You know what I'm saying? You don't see, like, what happens when people get shot up in the hood. You don't see that many people out there trying to protest. You don't see all them people. You know, you won't see them come in the hood and try to set up shop so they can monitor the hood and everything and drive drug dealers out. You're not going to see that. The only reason why Black lives get involved like that is because it's a political issue, and they use us as scapegoats. Just like they set that woman on there as a scapegoat. She ain't nothing but a scapegoat. You're not going to see no other races doing that. They only put that agenda on us. Homosexuality, transgenderism, all that mess came from the heathens. I can tell you just 40 years ago, you didn't see that stuff. If you heard about somebody black being gay, that was a rare thing. And they hit that stuff. They were in a closet with that stuff. They came out with that stuff, they'd get killed, get beat up. But now it's just straight up blatant, just like that. And there was a incident that I saw on YouTube where old dude was trying to bring other dudes, and his father kicked him out the house. Said, you know, and that was good. He should kick him out of the house. You know, our people are a mess.
Right. So you know those types of women, right? Those are any kind of women that you have that are contentious, right? It says it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. That woman is angry. She is contentious. She's fighting against common sense. I mean, like, how can you fight against common sense? That doesn't make any damn sense.
And
right?
It's like they always use a woman. It's always use a woman for the most wickedness, against our people. When you read Ecclesiasticus 25:19, it says all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. It's crazy. It's like every time you got some evil that they're trying to do on our people, they always use a woman. It's like with the whole COVID thing. They tell, well, the black woman was successful in inventing a vaccine. So, they put that stuff on there, but they always use our people, though. It's always mostly a woman that they're using for the most wickedness.
Here it is right here, right? Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom, right? Do you know why it says this right here, right? Because we're having a contentious state between the men and the women of Israel, right? Because of the black woman's pride. Pride is, I don't need no man. Pride is, I call myself a Christian, but I only want to selectively believe the things that are in the Bible. Pride is, I say I keep the truth. I follow the truth. I follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and I believe in God. But I want to be the, I'm gonna be the leader of my household. I don't want to serve my man. Things of that nature. That's wickedness, right? That's not keeping the commandments. And if you think you're going to get into the kingdom like that, I guarantee you got a real hot place waiting for you.
Yeah, and that's impossible because for women who are saying that, and I don't need no man. I don't want a man. All they're saying is that I don't want to obey the commandments. I don't want to follow the commandments of the Most High Yahweh. I want to be my own boss. I want to wear the pants. And see, that's the generation we're living in. It's like the whole ideology of these women have become so severe But the fact that they want to wear the pants, they want to be the boss, they want the man to be submissive, but the woman that want to be out, the woman who wants to be outstanding, they want to have that manly spirit in them, and that's what you see a lot of.
Right. So a lot of the women that say too, like, you know, most of the time when you're talking to these women, right, they'll say, oh, you know, I want me a godly woman, right? I want me a godly man, right? You know, I want me a man of God. Now, we're going to see these women don't really want men of God, right? Because if they did, they will understand that a man of God would not want to be with her, because that would be wicked as hell, especially if she had babies. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up this next. Let me go ahead and cue this next video.
Okay.
I'm going to cue this next video real quick for us. And tell me when to pause it. You know what I mean? Because this is I think this is kind of lengthy, maybe about 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, no, that's cool. We can.
Sure.
Yeah. So this right here is also going to be another one that's going to twerk your nerves, y'all. So just bear with us.
All right.
Hey, boo. Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your name?
My name is Tasia.
You look cute. Tasia?
Thank you. Yes.
Tasia, where you calling us from?
South Carolina.
You don't have bad light, but I thought you got better light. If you turn around. Okay, let's see what this is. See, yeah. I mean, look at the difference.
Okay, first things first. You know, I'm sorry, y'all, but this is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a singles live show, I'm guessing. And, you know, from what I understand about this show, right, we have these women that come on and they give these stats about themselves, hoping that a brother would pick them up. Now, the woman that's interviewing them, right, this woman is not married. You know what I'm saying? You know, as far as my recollection, this woman is not married. And, you know, she's trying to give advice on other women on how to get married, which does not make sense, because this woman has never been married, right? This woman has never been married. Now, the first thing that we see, what's going on with our sisters, right? Why do you have the German Shepherd hair? This is not, you know what I'm saying? This is not
German Shepherd hair.
That is not scripturally sound. Hey, what does the scripture say about you know, pull up that Proverbs verse for him real quick so I can show it to the people. You know, like
Proverbs 31.
God, no, about you know, following the ways of the heathen.
Oh yeah. Pull that right quick. Proverbs.
Con. All right. So, you know, we have to understand that, you know, this is why we're lost as a people, right? If our sisters cannot bring themselves to even wear their own hair, to find themselves beautiful, like I said, now this is a dating site right now. This is a singles online. So these women, these sisters, they come on here, try to look their best, and their best in their head is to look like the damn heathen. What? You have to understand how degraded their mind is to think that way. How are we as brothers supposed to, you know, ever even identify with our sisters if their mind is so deluded that they think that their most beautiful state is looking like the damn heathen? You know what I mean? It just makes me want to just stab all the wickedness. It's ridiculous.
Proverbs 3:31. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Okay, go ahead and bring that up real quick. Yeah, there it is right there, right? Proverbs 3:31. Read that one more time, Mark.
It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. It didn't say some, it says none. That means everything that they're doing, do not copy them. But what do? That's exactly what we do. That's why you see so much homosexuality and lesbianism and transgenderism and as the brother said, German Shepherd hairs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's stupid, right? That's just retarded. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how much that costs. You going over there, you know, just oh yeah, you know what? I don't care what God looks like, even though He has wool. The Most High Father of all creation has a hair of wool, but you know what? I want to look like the people that God said are spittle. Come on, man.
You know what that's called? You know what that's called? That's called Stockholm syndrome. Y'all know, if y'all look up the definition of Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is a state of becoming mentally and unfunctionally able to even tell who you are. You know, you become so engrafted with your enemies that you love your enemies, you become like your enemies, and your enemies become your God. That's a serious case of Stockholm syndrome, and our people suffer greatly from that.
All right, let's get a little more into this video.
I be trying to explain to y'all every night light and why y'all should have good light, because you can see yourself better. That's so much better. So say your name for me, Taja. Tasia, South Carolina. How old are you?
Wait, now the sister on the top, right, with the purple on, she has modest apparel on, right? I don't know if she has a dress on, but she said the top is modest. The sister down here, brothers, right? If you're on the street, right, if you and you know this kind of apparel right here, this is harlotry. You don't want a woman that's out there trying to show off the goods. This is wickedness, right? This is the kind of thing you got to look out for, right?
Because think about it, y'all. If she'll show that out in public like that, she'll be the kind of person that while you at work somewhere, she'll go to a strip club.
You know what I mean? She might have a dude up in your house. You know, they don't even know. There we go.
How old are you?
29.
29. You have any kids?
Yes. I have 3 children.
3 children. How old are your kids?
2, 5, and 8.
Same dad?
No.
How many?
So how many kids she see? So 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids, right? She's 29 years old, 3 kids, and obviously she's not married because she's on the singles live right now. You know,
and before you go on, so I wanted to bring the marriage part out. Now, I mentioned earlier about in the 50s where our people were truly married. You didn't see too many black couples together that were not married. You know, if you saw a black woman that was single, you know, she was going through college or whatever, she was too young, you know, to be married at the time. But most older black women were married. You don't see that now. It's like now our women are not married, but they got kids by multiple men, never ever been married. That's scary, y'all.
Now, you know, reverence was a real thing back in the day. You know, man, they used to have a law where you could take your wife in front of the court and give her like 3 lashings or some craziness like that. You know what I'm saying? She was cutting up and not doing right. Now, I'm not saying I agree with that. You know, I'm not saying I agree with that at all. But however, you know, women were less likely to cut up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we've gone from a period of where we've just, you know, I mean, let the men lead from, you know, from beginning to end to now to turning over our leadership to women who haven't really built a damn thing, right? The only thing that really, you know what I'm saying, our women, they were put on the earth, right, by Hamashiach and the Most High for Adam in order for procreation to happen, right? It was a helpmate. She was never, you know, put here to do her own damn thing, you know, have her own dreams or do any of that thing. Her role on the earth was to realize Adam's dream. And by realizing Adam's dream, at the end, they'll both be happy, right? It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, they're both traveling towards the same destination, right? If you have, you know, 2 different minds going separate ways and they're not traveling toward the same thing, there's going to be chaos. There's no order, right? Because you're having 2, you know, so you're having a tug of war here. This person doing this thing over here and this person doing this thing over here. Understand, this woman is 29 years old with 3 children out of wedlock, right? Now, why do you think she does not? Because guess what? She refuses to obey what the Most High says and submit to a man. The only way that you can get an argument with a woman is she wants to do her own damn thing. That's it. That's what causes an argument. You know, if the man is running the show the whole time, right, and the woman is being compliant the whole time, being submissive and, you know, doing reverence to her husband, right, why should there ever be an argument? There should never ever be an argument.
And the Bible specifically says a quiet and loving woman is a gift from Yahweh. See, back in the day, you can't find those scriptures where you saw a woman being contentious, like Brother Eitan was saying earlier. You cannot find it back in the day. You know, most of these women were humble. And when I say quiet, I'm not talking about, oh, woman, you got to be quiet. You can't speak unless I tell you to speak. No, it wasn't like that. I'm talking about the spirit. They had a humble spirit, like when you read Proverbs 31. They had that humble spirit. And when they did talk, it was always to encourage, or it was always to uplift, or to give sanctuary to the brother. So we don't want you to think that when we say that, you know, a woman who's loving and quiet is good, we're not talking about a woman that has to be under our feet and we got our foot on the chest or head. No, nothing like that. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? There is an order, and when a woman is truly humble and keeping the Torah, there's nothing like it. It's the sweetest thing that you would ever see.
We don't have to say nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she's keeping the commandments. I don't have to tell you to do anything. I mean, like you automatically know. You're just keeping the commandments and you're doing what the most. You're doing your part.
It's almost like she reads your mind and understands your pain and understands your struggles. It's like don't even have to say nothing.
God, it's not even an issue. It's just there's no contention anywhere, right? If a woman's keeping the commandments and understanding her role that's set by God, right? There should be no issues. All right, let's continue.
2, 5, and 8.
Same dad? Tasia, South Carolina. How old are you?
29.
29. You have any kids?
Yes. I have 3 children.
3 children. How old are your kids?
2, 5, and 8.
Same dad?
No.
How many dads?
2.
2. Was you once married?
I'm sorry?
Was you once married?
No.
Stop right there.
Why you not with the 2-year-old dad?
So I wanted to bring out something. So she said that the woman at the top asked her, "Hey, are you married? Were you once married?" And she was like, "No." See, this is what you see a lot of these days. All right, these women don't even bother to get married anymore. Like nobody's hardly getting married anymore. It's like as soon as they get old enough, they go out, open their legs up, and they want to have multiple babies by different men. All right. But this is what I was saying earlier when I read Tobit 4:1, and that the end result of Torah breaking is going to be this. And as we said, this thing is going to get a lot worse, and we're going to see more and more of these kind of situations where it's just going to get worse because what you got the music industry that's flooding our people's mind. You have the whole rap game that's flooding our people's mind, and on top of that, you have the heathens liberation stuff, the transgenderism, the homosexuality, the lesbianism, all that stuff coming from different directions. It's going to poison the mind. So you hear all this noise that's coming at you. And there's so many distractions with our people and everything. It's almost damn nearly impossible for them to try to unplug. And so you have all these distractions coming your way and all these temptations and everything. And then you got people like this because you have the younger generation who is looking towards this and they're following the same tracks. That's why I said that most of you senior daughters of Zion, a lot of you are going to die off in the next, years, 20 to 40, 50 years. And the women that's going to take your place are going to be these kind of women right here that you see at the bottom and at the top. They're going to be your baby mama, daddy women, your little Kims and your young stallions. Hey, that's just a hard, and I know that's going to be a hard pill for some of our people to swallow, but it is what it is. Many of our people are going to have to just bleed out slowly. And it's going to be painful to watch in the process.
Now, only, I'm just looking up this number. It says only, what percentage of, now it says now gay altogether, it says about 23% are gay or lesbian. 23% of the U.S. population. Now, which is such a small, but then let me see real quick. Hold on. It says 7.1% of adults die. Okay, Slovakia. I'm sorry about that. It says what percentage of Americans, matter of fact, let me share this real quick too. And then we'll get back to that, right? Because I wanted to show you guys something, right? Because this is how you know this is Satan, right? Because the amount of this people, right, are so damn small, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of people in the United States that are that are actually let me see, hold up, did I share it? Right, the amount of people in the United States that are actually what do you call it? LGBT are very small, right? So I don't know. Hold on, let me blow this up. Can you see that out?
Yes.
All right, come on. All right, it says what percentage of Americans are LGBT or whatever? And I'm probably saying got all the other alphabets. It says Gallup finds 7.1% of U.S. adults identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or something other than straight or heterosexual. The percentage has steadily increased since Gallup first measured the LGBTQ in 2012. So this is 2021. We got 7.1%. Now that is a small percentage of gay people, right? That is a extremely small percentage of these homosexuals that have begun to do what? they have begun to take over slowly but surely. They're feeding this wickedness in the minds of what? The schools, right? So where does this stuff come from, right? Because we're in a time of peace, the weak men, right, are the men where they're what? They're not in it, you know what I'm saying? They're not over there fighting the war. They're not doing this stuff, right? In the military, you know, things of that nature, right? A lot of the sergeants and things that they're not okay with women joining the military still on the low. They're not going to say that out loud because they don't want to be because they're trying to be politically correct. They're not going to tell you that they don't like homosexuals in the military. Remember, there was a big stink about that once that first started, letting all these, all this wickedness into all the sports and all this everything, right? But there's only a small percentage of these people. How in the world are they getting this much money and this much influence and able to push this stuff into the schools, onto the kids, onto all of this other stuff? This is how you know it's wickedness, is because what they're doing is, number one, we already know that they're breaking Torah, but we know it's wickedness because it's doing what? Instead of just leaving it alone, they're pushing it on you. They're being predators, right? And you said this is a predatory, this right here is a predatory faction, right? That LGBTQ folks, right? They're a predatory faction. You know, they have the most suicides of anyone. They're violent as hell. They go out there killing folks and causing all kind of riots and doing all kind of foolishness. And this is the stuff that is being pushed forward, and our people are in the heart of it.
And this is
not
why,
keeping the commandments.
And this is why Black Lives Matter was specifically created to destroy Black people. Notice that they put a Black name on it, Black Lives Matter. The people who own this stuff is run by the heathens. Whatever. George Soros. See, they know what they're doing, so they use us. They use our people as scapegoats. Like, brother,
you know what's crazy?
How can something so small like that take over a whole nation?
Right. Hey, you know what's crazy, right? If you think about it, right? I'm going to ask you, like, how in the world, right? You see how people are so small among the nation. How are we always in the middle of everything? We such a little bit of people. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're so small, like, you know, we shouldn't be everywhere doing stupid stuff. They got us everywhere, showing on TV, doing all this other stuff, and then we're a minority of the nation. Like, you know, our people cannot get it in their brain that this is being pumped on a mass level to try to keep us in wickedness. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you have so many millions of other heathens that are in the land, right? And then you only got, 40 million Israelites in the land, right? You know what I'm saying? How is it, that we are just, you know what I'm saying, these heathens are just very, very concentrated on everything that we're doing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And, right, to be such a small minority in the nation, they put us in positions of, just like that idiot woman that we saw, the lawyer woman, right? The law professor, right? They got her up there in Congress, you know what I'm saying? Talking to senators, right? Yep. We're so small among the nation. And you mean to tell me that out of all the Israelite people, they get some wicked ass woman up there that's talking that foolishness to try to represent us?
And that's the kind of people they push, and that's the kind of people they pick. Notice they didn't put a white woman on there. They didn't want a white woman because their agenda is to destroy us. Because the elites that run this country, they know who we are, so they're going to use, and they've been trying to destroy us for the last 600 years, ever since we got over here on these boats. They've been trying to destroy us, and guess who they use to do it? It's just like the modern day house nigga, the old, what you call the Stephen. Y'all remember Django? Y'all remember Stephen? You know, so they're using women as the new house niggas now to destroy our people.
All right, let's continue to play this Mother of Three video. All right, this is ridiculous. Now remember, we already know that she said that she got 2 different baby daddies. Now, if you want us to get the scripture again, we'll read that every week to you. We don't give it that, right? We'll straight up tell you every single week that if you have more than one baby daddy, this is good chances.
And brothers, do not, especially you new brothers come up in the truth, do not let these women talk you. If you get an email from a woman talking about you're looking for a wife and they got some kids, you better run like the devil.
Yes, sir. That woman is not a repentant woman.
You better flee like Joseph fled from Potiphar's wife.
A repenting woman of Israel with children that cannot by any chance be able to work it out with her baby's father, right? A repentant woman of Israel, she is not looking for a man. She's not looking for any type of man. She's in fervent prayer every day for the wickedness that she's done, asking for forgiveness. and she's keeping the commandments through charity, and a service of the church, so which is the people of Israel, right? The ones that are keeping the commandments. That's what a repentant woman of Israel should be doing. Especially a sister, teaching the younger sisters, hey, don't do what I did, because this right here is going to stain me, right? In the scriptures it says that it's not going to be blotted out, so forth and so on, right? Because you got to realize, right, all the things that we sacrifice for, in the Old Testament, this Hamashiach came, and now he is that sacrifice for us. But the same laws apply. So if you die a homosexual, you go into the lake of fire. That's a wrap for you. Yep. If you die, married, and you had a baby by some other man, and you married to some other dude, you go into the lake of fire for being adulterous. There's no, because those are laws that you got stoned to death and that you were killed for, right? Any law that you see in the Old Testament that you were stoned or you were killed for, or that was known for abomination, like if you ate pork, you were stoned, you were killed. What does the scripture say about, if the Lord, finds you behind the tree, eating the squirrel and the pig, and you going to
you stoned. And see, that might seem a little harsh to some of y'all, but that it was the way it was. That was law, and there was a reason behind it, because when you do the research and everything, those kind of stuff will kill you anyway if you get involved with that stuff.
God.
What do you think homosexuality leads to eventually? It leads to death. Lesbianism, transgenderism, it's going to lead to death. The Most High warned against people cutting their penises off and everything. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to change your sex organs. That's against the Torah.
God. All right. So it's just that we just have to be circumspect of these things. It's just. Right.
Everything that we see is anti-Torah in this world. That's why I read, what I did in Corinthians. The foolishness of this world is enmity with the Most High, and something's going to have to give. And we're going to see. When we saw about a bloodbath, Most High is getting ready to clean house, y'all. We're gonna, and I guarantee you, within these 7 years, we're gonna see some crazy stuff.
I'm going down. Yep. All right, here we go, Israel. We're going to continue on.
I was really young when we started our relationship, and to kind of
the 2-year-old there, that's your last baby.
Oh, my sorry, that was my first sweetheart, and we were just better off as friends. We still have a great relationship, but it just didn't work out as an intimate couple.
Okay, and then the other two. So which two are by?
I fail to understand of how it didn't work out as an intimate couple. You had a whole damn baby by the man. That don't make no sense to me.
The same guy.
My first and my last.
Oh, y'all had so your 8-year-old and your 2-year-old are by the same guy, and the 5-year-old's by somebody else.
Yes.
And what happened with the 5-year-old dad?
Again, a young relationship. He was a lot older than me, so it kind of got a little controlling, and it just wasn't something that I wanted, because I wanted my independent.
Yeah. What is control?
Yeah, so a lot of these young women, I'm gonna tell you what happens. A lot of times, a lot of these young women, they're at the club, and they meet a guy. It's a one-night stand. They're drunk and everything, and they're having babies. And that's what I mean. People don't really think about that. They don't think at all about the consequences of bringing a child into this world, and bringing a child into this world in vain, y'all. It's going to cause them children to perish, eventually death and everything. And our people are doing this constantly, just bringing children into vain. See, there used to be a time where when our people, when they brought children into the world, it was for a purpose. They had names already picked out for them. If it was going to be a boy or a girl, and that child had purpose. You see what I'm saying? It's like our people are just having babies, or women having babies like it ain't nothing. Like they just bringing children into the world without purpose, without nothing, just because they're hot in the pants, and then they want that one night stand. And you see what the end result of this. That's why we named the title, and the end result of Torah keeping. So our people don't even think twice about bringing a child into the world. They just do it because they want the sex. and they don't care about the consequences. And I think it's second Ezra chapter 9 or 6 where it talks about children being born in vain. I think that's when you're about to pull out, right?
No. I had something else I wanted to pull out.
Okay. But yeah, I'll pull that one up a little later. But yeah, y'all see, you gotta think, women, sisters, and that's why you have to think. And I just wish our sisters were strong enough to stay virgins, you know. And I just wish. And I can't say that if somebody taught them or not. I don't know, you know. But man, our women are just like going down the drain left and right. And they just as soon as they get old enough to break their virginity, they just go full blast with it and everything. And then they think about and then when they think about the results, they're like in their 60s and their 70s and everything. You know, they've already had a high body count. They don't have these multiple daddies, and now they want to be humble. Now they want to settle down, and now they want a righteous brother. Because they don't realize after all these years that it took them this many years to make them realize the truth that all this stuff that the society is hyped up about, this glorious sex and having one night stands ain't all that, you know. Now they realize it, but you know, they're out of their prime and they're about halfway to the grave, you know, more than, you know, almost way to the grave and everything. Now they want to be humble. They want to be submissive. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, nobody wants a woman by that time because you've been all used up and everything and dicked out and all kinds of stuff. So no brother wants that.
Now, as you see, right, she said that she didn't, you know, she had 3 children, right, by 2 different men. The first man, you know, she had the first baby by, and then the second man, she had the other children by. She said, well, the man was controlling, right? The man was controlling, which means pretty much is that this man was a real man and didn't let her do whatever the hell she wanted to do. Mm-hmm. However, right, just because the world has, you know, for some strange reason, you know, some men think it's okay to father another man's child, you know what I'm saying? And he's still alive, which is wicked as hell, and by far not a real man's trait. All right, so I want to read Ecclesiasticus, SIRACH 25:21, right? Because I want y'all to understand that it says, in 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and men. So these are things that are beautified between God and men, right? It says the unity of brethren, right? You know, it says such as me and Brother Daniel together here, right? You know what I mean? It also says the love of neighbors, right? So, you know, just your average brother, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, love your brother as you love yourself, right? A man and a wife that agree together. This is beautiful in the eyes of the Most High, right? So, like I said before, if a man is in the headship position, right, should a woman ever argue with the man? No, there should never be no arguments. She should just go along with whatever the man says, unless it's just some outright, you know, wickedness that's against the Most High. Then, of course, you know, you got to put up, opposition because that's against the Most High. But, however, you know, if he's not telling you anything wicked, no matter what it is, if it is what it is, hey, man, you need to just go with the flow. Whatever he says goes. That's just what it is. You know, whatever he says goes. And there should never be an argument between a man and a woman, right? This is why this should be beautiful, a man and a wife that agrees together. That's right. All right. Let's continue. Oh, you want to bring something up before?
Yeah, I was just going to say, but you know, when she said that she had kids and then, you know, she had 2 baby daddies and everything, you know, you got to ask yourself, what man in their right mind is going to want that? But then again, you're going to have somebody's, you know, some old simp baby mama daddy, a dude that's going to go for that, that's going to fall for that. Which is the sad part. But a true brother, a commandment keeping brother of the Most High, ain't no way in hell that they're gonna go for that.
There we go.
And you know, to start my own business, and he just wasn't there for it.
Okay, so
I wanted a lot.
And your 8-year-old and your 2-year-old are by the same guy, and the 5-year-old's by somebody else.
Yes.
And what happened with the 5-year-old dad?
Again, a young relationship. He was a lot older than me, so it kind of got a little controlling. And it just wasn't something that I wanted because I wanted my independence and, you know, to start my own business. And he just wasn't there for it.
Okay. That's exactly what I just said a few minutes ago. right? You can't have your own direction. Eve was not put on the earth to do her own damn thing. You see what I'm saying? She wanted her independence. She wanted to start her own damn business and do all this other stuff. Stuff that was, she said he was controlling, meaning that the man didn't want her to do that. He had other plans for her. So, you know, this is the type of situation. This woman, and see, she didn't even marry this man. She done went out, busted her legs open, and had a baby, and now she don't want to follow the man. Man, this woman right here is headed to the lake of fire.
But she wanted the baby though. She was willing to have sex with the man.
This is ridiculous. This man is, this woman right here is surefire headed to the lake of fire. She don't repent.
Okay, so you co-parent well with both?
Yes. Well, no, one.
One. Okay. All right, Taja, right?
Tasia.
Oh God, Tasia. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a freelance photographer, and I just started my own printing company, which I'm trying to get off the ground.
Freelance photographer.
Yes.
And printing company. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
I'm May 29th, and I'm a Gemini.
This Gemini.
No, that's wickedness dealing with witchcraft. We already know as soon as you have a sister, or you know, say if you have a sister that's talking about some, you know,
astrology,
astrology, you know, sleeping with crystals under their pillow or doing any kind of wickedness stuff like that. Hey, listen, you got rebuke them sharply that they may remain sound in the faith. All right.
And you're calling from South Carolina.
Yeah.
So this is Tasia, South Carolina, Gemini, 29, freelance photographer, started her own printing company, 3 children. What kind of man are you looking for?
I'm preferably looking for someone in the ages of 35 to 40, mature, God-fearing.
That's what I want to stop on right there. All right. She said mature and God-fearing. And now, if brothers truly God-fearing, ain't no way. And other case, in the words of Kevin Samuels, you only get second shift at the graveyard.
Yeah. Now, like this is what I'm saying, right? A lot of the, you know what I'm saying, a lot of sisters, right? A lot of sisters, they claim to want to go to church, right? They claim to be godly women, but they don't read the damn Bible. They don't understand a lick of what's in the scriptures, because if they did, they would not be looking for a man at all. They will understand that, hey, I got a baby, and the only man that I need and the only man that I can get is the baby's father. That's it, unless he's dead. Exactly. And if he's not dead, that's the only man for you. And if you can't get with that man, then you got to keep your legs closed until that man dies.
And the more likely these men are not dead. And this one, what this woman just said, she said she wants somebody who's mature and righteous. So she has a false sense of what righteousness is, because she don't even keep the commandments herself. And you know, and it's funny how these women, they use these words like righteous. They use these words like a good man and everything, like that's supposed to mean something. But when they're in their minds, that they don't even realize they have that false sense of what righteous is, you know, which is so sad, because you know they want another man after they done open their legs up to other guys and everything, and then you expect the next man to come along, marry you, swoop you up like a knight in armor and everything, and then swoop you off your feet and everything, and then it's supposed to be like Beauty and the Beast. Everybody's living happily ever after. That's just that's the mindset of these women. They just that Hollywood thinking, you know? Which drives me crazy.
You know, like you got to realize, man, this is also why Hamashiach is talking to them other women in the scriptures and calling them damn dogs and stuff, right? They got hair looking like this, you know. So you got the heathen hair, right? You know, the Most High didn't create our people to look like damn dogs and be harlots on the street with your cleavage all showing. Man, this is wicked as hell. Over here, don't want to. She does not want to be, you know, a cooperative, and she does not want to play her position with any man. Yeah. Oh, I want my own business. You know, I don't want to do what he says. I want to do my own thing. Guaranteed to be in a lake of fire.
Just her appearance alone is harlotry right there. That ought to send out red flags to any brother.
Right. Hey, yeah. You know, brother, if you're looking for quality, if you're looking for a quality woman, that's not it. You know, I mean, like, even if you got to look, it's the scriptures say that a man is known by his countenance. You know, you can also look at that also by a woman, right? Because you can look at her and by her countenance, meaning I can tell how she dressed, I can tell how she moves. You know, if this woman is some kind of harlot on the street, or whether she is a God-fearing woman. This woman is wicked as hell. All right, let's continue the video.
Very family-oriented. Business-oriented. Sorry, my son is at the door. And just someone who has a head.
I'm sorry, family-oriented, but this woman has broke the family of 2 times. She had 2 chances with 2 different men and has broke the family 2 times. Just delusional beyond all measure.
On their shoulders, someone who knows in which direction that they want to go in.
The man that she had before, the older man, knew which direction that he wanted to go and made sure to tell her direction, but she didn't want to listen to it. She wanted to do her own thing and be independent. You see what I'm saying? This is contradiction. This is contradicting what she's doing. She's saying that she wanted to be independent. She wanted her own business, but now she wants a man that knows the direction of what she's doing. A man that knows his direction is going to do what? He's going to direct.
Exactly.
A man's going to be a leader. He's going to lead.
And it was crazy. She's telling her herself. You know, she's telling her on herself. You know, revealing her own wickedness. But she thinks she's in the right. She thinks she's wants somebody righteous.
Wicked as hell.
I wouldn't say I need him to be extremely wealthy, but financially independent. And
Extremely
just driven.
wealthy.
Okay. What's some deal breakers for you?
You might be asking yourself, can you actually create high-quality live streams for free? Well, with StreamYard, the answer is yes.
Dishonesty, I would say. No drive, no motivation, non-compromising, and he has to be Christian. I don't want any other religion.
Oh, hold up.
Okay, he has to be Christian?
Yes.
So I want to address the first part. So she says extremely wealthy, right? So okay, check this out, y'all. She wants a wealthy man. She done had 2. She got 3 kids by 2 men, 2 by the same dude, and then 1 by another dude. All right. First of all, now she's coming out saying she don't want to listen to the dude. She's pretty much already told on herself that she doesn't want to follow the man, but the man already knew what he wanted to do. So first of all, you know, she got 2 dudes. So like she can't even go back to the first dude because it's like she had a baby by another 2 dudes. You know, now she's talking about she wants somebody extremely wealthy. Now, think about this, y'all. If a man is out there extremely wealthy, why in the hell is a wealthy man gonna want a beat down, run down, high body count woman with 3 kids with 2 different daddies when a wealthy man can go get him a virgin woman or a woman without no kids? Explain that to me. Just explain that to the concept. It's just beyond measure. You ain't gonna get she ain't gonna get no wealthy man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Because a wealthy man, you think a wealthy man is gonna want something like that? He got money. He can get him a woman off the with online with them online Russian women. They be ordering stuff from online women.
God.
Well, he'll give a white woman before he gets him something like that.
Now, you know,
crazy.
That woman said that you know, she wants a Christian man. Now, there are plenty of scriptures in the Bible, right? Now, you know, just for example, I don't know what's going on with my Samsung things. I'm having some problems. It might connect here in a few. Well, let me see what's going on. But hey, I wanted to read a couple of scriptures, right? You know,
I can pull up for you, man. What you mean pull up?
God, a matter of fact, just pull up 1 Timothy chapter 2.
Okay.
Right. Pull up 1 Timothy chapter 2. We're gonna skip down to verse 9. Right? Because you know these folks, man, I just be, whew, Lord. What's going on with our people? But we are
all right. Here we go.
Lost in the sauce. Right. Okay. We're gonna start in verse 9. Right. It says, in like manner also, right? That a woman adorn themselves in modest apparel. I want me a Christian man. What a Christian man is going to tell you, you don't need to be wearing no low-cut shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to be dressed like, hold on, let me get it, right? That she's supposed to be dressed like the sister of the top. You see the sister of the top, she's covered up with a neck thing. That's I would approve of that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't, God, this one at the bottom, you a damn harlot. You know what I'm saying? You is a harlot. And that's
just got to get rid of the German Shepherd here. That's all.
Right? Yeah. Right? It said with shamefacedness and sobriety, not broidered with hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Right? What does it say right here? It says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." Now, this is not just talking about wives, or this is talking about all women in general across the land, all women. Let the women learn in all subjection. What does that mean? That means that when a man is talking, shut the hell up. We don't care about none of your ideas or anything like that. Whatever we're teaching, that's what it is right there. Boom. That's it. There's no room for argument. There's no room. That means that you're totally learning and sucking in what the man is saying without any rebuttals, without any contention, without any fighting. Just as long as it's righteous, right? Just as long as it's righteous. Right, you're sucking that in. That's what you're doing. There's no, of course, you can ask questions if you don't understand this or don't understand that. For the man to break it down so you can get it down to a science, right? Sure, right. But as far as you bucking against the situation, no. It says let the woman learn in silence. Means that what you're not asking. Salakia. You're not even asking any questions. So you quiet in all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. For Adam not being the seed, but the woman being the seed was in the transgression. Now tell me, do they really want a Christian man? Right? A man, because Christians in the scripture, right, they were followers of Hamashiach. Acts, we're talking about Hebrew Israelites that kept the commandments. They honored the Torah, right? The laws, statutes, and commandments. The correct doctrine. These women weren't out here running around like that and being wild and foolishness. Anna, the prophetess, right? You know what she was doing? She was in the temple praying day in and day out because she was married for 7 years and her husband died. After that, she was in the temple praying day in and day out. She went out there on the streets.
So the bottom line, y'all, is like, keeping the Torah, when you look back through Torah, and you look how our sisters kept the Torah. Of course, they had to follow the man because the man was responsible for obeying the Torah and everything, but the women just followed suit. That's why when they went to go offer sacrifices, the man went to go offer the sacrifices, not the woman. But if it was a widow, the woman would bring her offerings to the priest, and the priest would offer the sacrifices and all that. So there is a order. So when you're looking at these two women on here, that you see the woman at the bottom, and she's just going off right there. It's just pure wickedness because her whole concept of what a marriage is and what she wants, she's confused. She is confused in wickedness, and that's why a lot of these, especially these young women, they don't know what the hell they want because everything that they don't. But I know one thing they don't want. They don't want to listen. They don't want correction. They don't want to listen, and they don't want no man over them. At least for the most part.
Right. And now no man is perfect, right? I want to, what I'm saying? Like I want to say that, if you are with your man and he's leading you into a situation, hey, you got to follow it. Even if there's mistakes being made, that doesn't mean that you got to lose faith, or that doesn't mean that you get to control or that you get to drive the car. Even if that man has made mistakes, that does not mean that you get to drive the car. You never get to drive the car. Never. That's not your position, right? So this is why it's imperative that, before you out there opening up your legs to some nigga, right, you make sure that this man keeps the commandments. This man is worthy and able to take care of family, a responsible brother, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't be out there being wicked as hell when it's time for you to select, a person for marriage, right? Because this is what's going to do. It's going to bite you in the ass in the long run. Right, and then you're not going to be able to submit to the man. Then you're going to be out there, like this woman on this damn show, looking for some people. Don't even know that she's hunting for souls, right? She's hunting for souls, because anybody that sleeps with that woman is a damn adulteress, right? Because this woman had two or three babies. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And then if you don't repent, then what's that going to do? That's going to destroy your soul. Then you will end up in the lake of fire right along with her, right? So that's why it's imperative that we stay away from women like this, right?
And I would even go as far as to say, especially to brothers and young women, it's probably better in this day and age, the way things are now. It's probably better for you to stay single. And I know brothers, and I know it's hard for a lot of our brothers, because Scripture says it's better to marry than to burn. But you got to look at the situation we're in, because that was back then. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the wickedness that we're dealing with right now. There's going to have to be a lot of fasting. There's going to have to be a lot of consolidation. A lot of solitude, because in order to break this wickedness that's going on, the mindset of our women and men are going to have to be changed drastically.
Right. I want to touch on something that you just said before you go too far off, right?
Yeah.
I want to touch on something you just said, right? Yeah. I want you to understand that what Brother Daniel said just now, even though it is true, right? We're put here to, we're put here to procreate, so to continue to procreate. But if you cannot find a person, right? But if you cannot find a person that is worthy of getting married, the scriptures say that it's better for you to not marry, right? It says, here it is right here, right? Let's look it. Give me a second. Very much circumcised.
And that's just for the sake of, because of the high wickedness that's going on with our people, because it's so easy to get caught up in everything, and then with the way society has brainwashed our people and everything, you're not going to find like the good quality, like in Proverbs 31. I'm not saying that it's not out there, but it's like a needle in the middle of the ocean, and you really have to search for it, and you have to really pray. I mean, if we're going to keep it real, all right, we're going to keep it real. Damn nearly all our people, especially women, have been pretty much poisoned with the ways of their enemies, the ways of the heathens. That's why when we read that verse in Proverbs 3:31, it says, "Envy not thou the oppressor, nor neither choose none of his ways." But we went totally against that, because we did totally the opposite. Instead of choosing none of his ways, we chose all of their ways. Am I right or wrong?
God, that's right.
That's why we're in the situation that we're in. And to some of y'all, it may seem like, our people, you might say like, our people are waking up. Our people are waking up. But you got to understand, this is not the true awakening, because if our people are waking up in wickedness, then that's not the awakening. That's facts. That's just straight up facts.
All right. So just to add on to what Brother Daniel was saying, I wanted to read this, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 7, started verse 32. So it took me so long to find it, right? It says, "But I would have you without carefulness," right? "He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord." See, this is what we're supposed to do if we're not married, right? If you're not married, you're supposed to do what? Care for the things of the Lord. "But he that is married carry for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman carry for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit." Let me read that again. "That she may be holy both in body and in spirit." All right, that means separate, pure, right? "But she that is married carry for the things of the world, and how she may please her husband." Now understand that this is not a sin, because this is what you're commanded to do, right? But however, the works of the Lord is not as what it could be, right? Had you been steadily being solo dolo rider for the Hamashiach, right? And it says that, "And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and needs so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not. Let them marry. Nevertheless, he that stand fast he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but hath power over his own will. That means you have power over yourself, not to bust your legs open, sexual power over yourself, not to go out there and be a whoremonger as a man, right? You know, to keep it in the pants and not be chopping everything around the block, right? And hath so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin doeth well, right? So then he that giveth her in marriage doeth well, but he that giveth her not in marriage, what does he do? He doeth better, right? So you have a daughter, you bring her up as a virgin, and you know, you convince her some kind of way to keep the law, statutes, and commandments for life, and the don't go off, man, you're going to be doing better than that man that gave his daughter away, right? It says the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. You understand? So this is what I was speaking on before, dealing with that woman, right? It says the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth, right? But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. Do you know what that? Only in the Lord, right? So that means that you can't just marry anybody, right? You got to keep somebody that's keeping the commandments, period, right? So that means that even if you are a sister that got divorced, you cannot marry a nigga of the world. That's not going to work. You're going to get destroyed. It says only in the Lord. Only you can marry somebody else that keeps the commandments. So if you are out there if you're a sister that's been in a divorce, you can't get another man till your husband died. If you do get another man, he's got to be the same kind of man that kept the commandments. Yep. Right? And I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. There's no escaping, no nothing. If you don't do this right here, there's only one thing, right? It says, she is happier if she so abide after my judgment. And I think so also that I have the Spirit of God. I was like, that's not what I wanted to mean. That's what I wanted to say. But at the end of the day, right, if you're not doing these things right here, what are you going to do? If you're marrying a man of the world, that's just automatically good advice, right, from Brother Paul. If you're marrying a man in the world, what's that going to mean for you? Mm-hmm. Right? That some kind of way, you know, that if you don't have a strong spirit, that you're going to get caught out there. You know, saying that you're going to get caught out there, and it's going to be, extremely difficult for you to keep the commandments in that time. It's going to be extremely difficult for you to do that. So if you're already in a situation like that, there's no divorce for you. You know, you just have to keep the commandments to the best of your ability, and you better be on your hands and knees and praying that the Most High will deliver your husband, and will have him keeping the law, statutes, and commandments as well, because that'll be charity among your husband. And not only that, I'll be able to save yourself a multitude of sins, right? A multitude of sins. For example, if you wasn't a virgin when you married your husband, a multitude of sins. Right? So,
did you have that video, or was that it for the video?
No, I still got some more of it. You want to listen to it? We're gonna go ahead and pull it back up. All right.
Have you always practiced Christianity?
No.
When did you start?
Well, I started as a child, then I converted to Islam. Didn't work out for me, and as an adult, I made the transition back to being a Christian.
Okay. So are you following the principles right now? Like, are you not having sex in marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
So how long you been celibate for?
Been about a month.
That Christianity is another thing that destroys our people too, because they got them thinking that they can go out and hold around and all that kind of stuff, and all kind of, that's a whole nother subject.
Just imagine how many people have humbled this woman, right? This woman that had 2 baby daddies, 3 whole babies come out of this woman, right? Now she's talking about, I guess she grew up in Christianity, switched to switched to Islam. She became a Muslim, and then she switched back to Christianity, right? Now the whole time, right, she's committing this wickedness, right? Because you know why? Christianity ain't in the Bible. There's no word of Christianity that's not in the scriptures, not one single time, right? That's not in there. Then she went to Islam, the doctrine of Ishmael, right? Then she switched back to Christianity, right? The doctrine of these damn heathen over here, right? All the while committing mad acts of wickedness and sin, right? Fornication, lasciviousness. Now she says that what? She's says she hasn't participated in fornication for, it's only been a month. And so it had been some, I guarantee you it's probably one of the child's fathers. I'll tell you that much. let's continue.
Don't judge me. I know. You have to start somewhere.
Girl,
listen.
And I hate when they say that, don't judge me, right? If we only thing that we do is rebuke, right? Rebuke is righteous. If we were judging, we will be, slaughtering homosexuals and stoning harlots to death.
Okay, well, let me jump in with these questions, right? So,
okay.
Again, you're here to find a guy. So these are the questions that men tell me. So you're practicing Christianity. I'm assuming you want to get married, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you think about marriage before you had your 3 children?
Because I was really young. I was 19. So when I had my first child, and I kind of tried to follow love and not, the rules of the Bible or, what we were supposed to do. And I just kind of got caught up in the freedom and just made some bad decisions.
Okay, so
I want to talk about that real quick, right? Now, what our people do that's there's love, right? You don't find that in the scriptures like that, right? You don't find 2 people falling in love and that was that. No, what you find is when you have fathers, right, giving their daughters, marrying their daughters away for 50 shekels, right, to the man that they think that was the best, for their daughter, right? Because the men and the women, the men, they did what they knew who they were giving their daughters to. Man, these fathers are not going to be giving their daughters away to some bumbling idiot or some Pookie and Ray Ray type dude, some dude that got 30 baby mamas. They're not doing that. That's not taking care of now baby. They're not going to do that. These are men that are giving their daughters away to other responsible men. These women grow to love these men. That's why you see a lot of women sometimes they like, oh well, I don't care how he looks. He could be that, he can be that, and they're worried about, they're worried about his resources. What he can provide for them. What I'm saying? Some women are not really even concerned about looks too much. Why is that? Why are they built that way? That's because in the scriptures, the old way is the right way, because that is the way of the Hamashiach. Not this new age stuff that we got going on now. That's got everybody on antidepressants, got everybody on some kind of drugs, commit suicide, doing all kind of foolishness. What I'm saying? The rates of unhappiness are just shot through the roof. This stuff does not work.
It's like our people. We brought the Most High down to our level when the Most High says He never changes, and that's going to be the irony of the element of surprise when things start to happen, because when you look at Isaiah 4:1 and everything, that's way in the future that's going to come to play, and it's going to be a shock to a lot of our sisters because they're not going to be ready to hear that. They're not going to be ready to see anything like that because it's going to be so devastating, and that's why wickedness. That's why wickedness is such a high, at a high level that it's going to just take total destruction.
Right. And I don't want to let this video drag on for too long, so I'm gonna let a good bit of it play, and then I'm probably gonna write down some points of whatever I'm gonna make while we go through it. Go back through it.
Yeah, if there's some important points that we need to bring out in this, that's because the first half is like we really wanted you to see and everything, to see. I mean, I know y'all know where it's gonna go and everything, but we wanted to bring. I know we told you this was going to trigger you, so I know a couple of people got triggered already. But hey, it is what it is. But this is the norm. This is what we're seeing.
Right.
And we want you, and and if it's making you triggered, then that means that's good, because that means you hate this wickedness. You hate what we're seeing. It should trigger you. If you're not getting triggered by this, and if this is not even like if this right here is not even rousing the slightest anger in you, then something's wrong. And that means that you have become so immune to this stuff that you pretty much accepted it as being true. That's sad, y'all. It's sad. And these old stupid Christian churches that they have, this is the kind of stuff that the pastors push. This is the kind of stuff that these elders, the so-called elders, be pushing. And the stuff that me and Brother Eitan be talking about, they would consider us as a hate group. because we're bringing this stuff out right here.
Yeah, I'm glad they ain't even got a chance to. Man, our channel is so small. I'm glad they have not got a chance to hear us. Man, they'll probably be out there marching in the streets. Oh, they say we going to hell. That's because that's where we go.
Yeah.
And then we can show you in the scriptures, and there's no way you can avoid what the Most High has ordained. Right now, something else I thought that was interesting here. Right, this woman said that even though she was, she read the Bible. Right, I read the Bible and I knew what God said. But I'm gonna do it anyway. At 19, she said I'm gonna do it anyway. No baby, no nothing. She knew what God said, but look at that face right there. That face just looks defiant. She said she's gonna do it anyway, and that's what happened. She done had 2 babies at her wedlock because she decided she's gonna do it anyway. Understand, folks, man. Choices matter. The Most High is. This is why we're gonna see Judgment Day. Everything that we do, right? All the words that we speak, that's going to come back and haunt us. I mean, we have to be really circumspect about the things we speak about, the things we, teach our children. All of this stuff. This stuff has to be, well thought out. I mean, you just can't open up your damn mouth and say anything, right? Because if you do, right, that's the kind of stuff that's going to land you into some hot water. You're going to have to be repentant because of that stuff. You know what I mean? So we have to stay on point. We got to stay on point. I'm going to play a few more minutes of this video. And then because I really can't stand much more either, I'm just going to be honest, right? I just can't stand on much more either. So let's go ahead and let it rock for a little while.
Well, a month ago, you decided to practice celibacy, and the goal is until marriage?
Yes.
So what do you say to the guy that says, okay, you have 3 children, you didn't require them to marry you, but now you want me to wait until marry you, and you didn't give them the same requirements? Like I've seen this statement from men too.
That was a young-minded person. I transformed my thinking, transformed, my actions because I want a different result. So if I have to wait forever, then I wait forever, but I'm not going to make the same decisions that I made in the past that led me to where I am.
So what made you decide a month ago? Did something happen in particular to say, you know what, I'm going to be celibate?
No, I've just been on a spiritual journey trying to figure it out. And it just came to a point where at a point in your life, you have to realize that making the same mistakes it hasn't been working for me. So I'm trying something new. And I just see my life and my spirit, my energy transform since I made that decision. So just what I'm going with.
Okay. All right. Tasia, right?
Yes.
Does he have to be in South Carolina?
Not currently, but I would ultimately prefer him to be here so that we can, do the dating process, but not necessarily.
Okay. Could he have children himself?
I'm sorry?
Could he have kids himself?
Yes.
He can have kids. Do you want more kids?
I don't want them, but I'm willing to compromise if this is something that, goes through to marriage.
Okay. What role do you want him to play in your children's lives?
Well, their fathers are very present in their lives. So
whoa,
if we go through marriage, obviously he would be the head of the household.
Right. You see what kind of folly and foolishness you had to put up with? This woman said that right, the fathers are very present in the relationship. So you got to look at this man, right? You got another man, right, in the relationship. Okay, let's say if you were stupid enough to marry this woman, right? Now she said she got fathers that are very active in the relationship. That means that 9 times out of 10 that you're gonna be taking care of the son, because when she coming to live with the mom, because obviously they living with her right now, because you hear them in the background making all that noise because they're untrained with no father in the home, right? Making all that noise. You see what? You see that that the children are going to be with her when she's married to this other dude. Yep. What happens if the man wants to tell the children, hey, shut the hell up and get in that room and be quiet? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna want to call their dad and tell, oh no, he's talking to me any old kind of way, right? So what if he wants to give them a spanking? Right? What if you see what I'm saying? Not only that man, I'll guarantee that woman's gonna have a problem with that, right? That woman's gonna have a problem with that. And not only that, but you gotta look at it this way. Every time that man comes over to get his children, whenever his days to come to get the children, if you're there as the husband, you got to look at another man who done had your wife bent over backwards. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. You done had to look at another man that done humbled your wife.
So in other words, you compete with another man.
right? You know what you do with your woman in the bedroom.
Yeah. And this is
you know what, and you gotta look at this other nigga right here, and you know that he done did the same thing. Come on, man, that's just wicked as hell.
This is what we tell you, brothers: do not mess with a woman who got kids. Period. Right. Even if the father is not involved with the other kids, do not mess with a woman who has kids.
You know what I'm saying? That's just, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then after that, that's right.
But in the dating process, I really don't want him to be involved in the parenting process.
Yeah. I hear your babies in the back.
All right, yeah. I mean, that's just enough of that foolishness. As a matter of fact, she said that she don't want the brother even involved in the parenting process. So let me get this straight. I'm gonna have this house that I'm gonna buy because I'm the man, right? Because she said that she want a a wealthy man, right? So I'm gonna be this wealthy man, and I'm gonna have this house that I done worked hard my life to, build up, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna get me a ready-made family with you and your wicked ass. I already see that you couldn't, I already see that you couldn't submit to 2 other dudes. So, but by some kind of bewitchment, you're gonna get me to marry you, right? So I'm gonna marry you along with these two sex trophies that you got beside you, right? You're gonna be up into my house while I'm paying all the damn bills, right? Right, because you want a wealthy dude, right? So I'm paying all the bills, you up in my house, right? And then you got these these 2 little niggas from somebody, from somebody else running around in my house, eating up my food, and you talking about you don't want me to be involved in the parenting process. Have you lost your mind? These are the types of women, and I mean, she has the nerve to get on a public platform and say that foolishness. I mean, like just the amount of stupidity that's behind them 2 eyes, I cannot even begin to imagine. Are you serious right now? What stupid sucker is going to go for that? That's wicked as hell.
This is the prime example of Babylon. Babylon just means confusion.
Yeah, that's on some, that's on some, that woman is a true Jezebel. If she thinks that a man is going to go for that foolishness, that is a true Jezebel. I want me a rich man, and he got all this and all that, but I'm going to bring my 2 sex trophies in.
Question. Ain't no a rich man's going to pick that, because you can choose a woman, got that much money, he's going to get him a woman that's single. He'll get him a Russian white woman before he choose something like that.
Yeah, mommy doesn't get a break.
Okay, does the guy gotta look a certain way?
No, I would just prefer him to be taller than me, taller than 5'9".
Like I was saying earlier, that just goes back to my point about women don't really, you don't care about the man's look too much, which goes back to the old days when you say, I'm just gonna take off them side no more.
Yeah, that is irritating, man. But see, that's the stuff we're dealing with. That is the stuff we're dealing with Israel on a really, really high level.
And we see, as we brought the statistics from the past weeks, 73%. That's a lot. 73% of our women. That means 73% of our women are out there unmarried with babies. You see what I'm saying? Brothers got a lot. They got a slim chance to. You know how slim that is? You know what I mean? I know there's some good. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's still a couple million more women than men out there, right? But still, though, I mean, come on, man. Like, you sisters, pass the message around, man. Tell them, hey, get back with their baby daddies and get their behind off the street. We don't want them. Nobody wants them. They need to go back to their baby daddies and humble down and ask for a ring and get married or whatever.
That's the only choice you have. That's the only choice you have. So I get emails from women and everything, and they're like, I repented and everything. Can I still go? Look, hell no. You don't get. Once you break your virginity, that's it. That the first man you slept with is considered your husband. That's the way the Most High sees it. It is in His eyes. So your only choice is to get back with the man that you had the babies by. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 10 times out of 10, they don't want to do that. You know why? Because it was a dude they slept with from the club, or they met somebody on the street or something like that. They were drinking, and stuff got out of hand, and ended up having a baby.
Right? And that's how it happens. Like, I'm gonna show you something, right? even with King David and Bathsheba, right? Even though she wasn't a virgin and all that, notice that David killed that man before he took the woman. You understand? He had to kill the husband before he got a chance to get with the woman.
Put him on
You
the front
understand?
line.
That means that, put him on the front line, cause Uriah to die. You understand? That means that, even he knew, what I'm saying? The king, even though, what he did was wrong, right? It was wicked to say because he coveted another man's wife, right? But, he made sure that he followed suit with what he had to do to make sure that it was the best possible scenario as possible, right? He killed the man. So there was no way that he could be like, it could come back on him like, well, he's dead. That nigga dead. There's nothing. You see what I'm saying? So that means that your sisters got to understand, man. If your husband ain't dead, there is no other man for you.
No.
There's no other man for you. You got to keep the commandments, folks. We got to keep these commandments. If we don't, we get talking like that first idiot in the video, trying to say, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. And what you're seeing right now is the total end destruction of Torah breaking. That's why we named it the title, because this is the end result. This is what happens. So the stuff that is irritating you, it should irritate you. It should irritate the hell out of you, literally. Every day. Yeah. Guess what? It's going to get worse. Now, I know we haven't heard from you guys in a while, so we want to see if anybody has any questions. Because we want to make sure.
What's Gabrielle Union's husband? What's that dude's name? Kevin Durant? Is that him?
Say what?
Kevin Durant. Is that Gabrielle Union's husband?
You talking about
that dude that he got that woman leading him, and doggone the son is some kind of gay dude. That's
yeah. He played for the. He played for.
I just want to point that
he played with James LeBron. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Right. That's a weak man. Right. That's a weak. That's the man that we don't need. Yeah, Dwayne Wade, Salakia. I appreciate that. The water. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade. Let me look that up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade is married to some woman, right?
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, Con. That's that woman right there, right? But she is leading this nigga by the nose. Got him led around by the nose because guess what? He is a weak man. A strong man, right? A man that follows the commandments would rebuke the hell out of that woman, right? But he's scared of losing her. Man, who cares? Man, let that woman leave and go straight to the pit.
There was an article out on her. She spent there's records that she spent like tens of thousands of dollars on strip clubs, while he was married, without him not even knowing about it. He had to find out about it through social media and stuff, which is crazy because she has no reference. She has no reference to the Most High. First of all, she has no reference for the man, and that's what you see a lot of our women. And then it goes back a lot to the weak man, because you have a lot of these henpecked baby mama that was growing up by their mothers. And so guess what? They've taken on the emotional attributes of their mothers. And that's why a lot of them are so weak, they don't really stand up. And then they become attack dogs when, somebody wants to say something about their woman. Just like that dude, that woman who got that dude killed in Manhattan over her EBT card because she wanted to buy some snacks and it got denied and everything. So, she went out and got her husband. Hey, he offended me. And, her husband, being a baby mama's boy, being simple, no self-motivation, no self-control, the only way that he can try to provide some protection for her is that he has to become a tag dog. So the only thing is he can't offer nothing else because he ain't a man. So the only thing that he can offer is some violence. So a lot of these brothers end up becoming attack dogs for these women because they weak, because they can't stand up for themselves. And they feel like that's the only way that they can prove their manhood, is that they got to become attack dogs.
Right. You see this? Right. This is how this man has let his son turn into some kind of homosexual. You see what I'm saying? This is when I would have to get out the stick and whoop this nigga back straight, because that would not be going down in my household. Not one.
It's crazy. This white boy he's with. You can take it off, man. Because that shit.
I can't take it. Yes, lucky.
So that was a white girl trying to be a dude and then you got an old dude trying to be a girl.
All right. Hey, no, of course not, right? That's the issue that we're having today, right? I wonder if these single mothers raise their sons to be the type of men they would want to marry, right? That is the same situation that we're going through today. That's why we have weak men. We have weak men is because the single mother, it has gotten to the rotation where the single mothers have begun to raise up the men, the same men that they're dating. That's why they have these grown-ass single women out here, right, trying to run after the same men that the young women are running after. You understand? It's because it's a cycle of harlotry. It's just a cycle of harlots that's going around and going around. You know, there's only a few. There's only I won't say a few, but there's a good many. What was it? 20. Almost 30% of us. Israelite men. Grow up with fathers. Or grow up with a strong father figure, right? But for the majority, right, the brothers, we're running through the same situation. Cycle of harlotry. These women are trying to date the same men that they're raising, right? Which are, not strong men. They're complaining about. They see their mom come home with, they see their mom running home. Sleeping with many arrows. I mean, she got plenty of dinglings on it. Hey, what do you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna, and see, this is the type of behavior that promotes this cycle of harlotry. If you were to grow up in a two-parent household, what are you seeing? You're seeing your mother and your father being married. That's what you see, right? That's all the relationships that you see. And you go out into the world, what you're going to do? You're going to seek the same type of relationship, right? But if you're growing up in a household with a single mom, she ain't doing nothing but just being wicked as hell, trying to do what she needs to do to pay the bills, get with this man because he pays this, or, get with this man because he pays that, this, that, and the third, You see what I'm saying? And then we got this mantra, this damn strong black woman. But I think only 7% of women make over 50,000. Now, Salakia, over 60,000, right? That's a little over $20 an hour. That's nothing. You're still poor. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women are not, you know what I'm saying? That's just a lie that these heathens have continued to pump to our people, right? So you can continue to go out there and run around in a circle like a dumbass. You know what I mean? And they continue to perpetrate this wickedness until it just reaches so much that you see what we're going through. As a whole, man, we got transgender homosexual women up there on the stage representing our people like a damn fool. Why are you up there? Where are the men at? Where are the men at?
Hey, to Matt Ash. So I was just looking at this. So current events have been happening ever since Eve tricked her man and everything. So, we focus on these commandments for a reason. It's because once we get back to these commandments, once our people get it right, well, they're never going to get it right because it's gonna be a remnant. But that is the main focus. I mean, current events is a lot of things are going to happen in the future. A lot of things haven't happened yet. So the main focus are these commandments and what we're doing right now. And this is why we're waging the 7-year war against this wickedness, because that is going to be the main thing right there. That's going to change everything. If we get enough brothers to stand up and enough righteous sisters to stand up and rebuke this mess, then we can see some changes. But until then, I mean, people can talk about current events all they want. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to keep dragging and dragging and dragging. And next thing you know, I know a lot of people are tired, want to get out of here, but people are wicked.
I'm gonna read Deuteronomy 32, right? Because I don't want it to be a misconception that we're gonna get out of here before we start keeping the commandments.
Exactly.
What I'm saying? It may seem like our people are waking up, but what are they waking up to? The majority of them are lost in them stupid camps, right? That they, even in their ability to try to keep the commandments, they're keeping the commandments because they're keeping y'all. They have you believing in false doctrines.
Yeah, they're telling you you can marry white women.
God.
Marry heathens.
Let's see.
I know it's gonna be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of our people, but hey, it's the facts, and that's why we go so hard with the commandments. Because if our people get back to the commandments, then things will change. But unfortunately, Most High is gonna have to let a lot of our people bleed out before that can happen. It's going to be another wilderness. It's going to be one of those another drug out 40-year experience But this time it's going to be much, 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 much longer, because each time our generation keeps putting ourselves back down the hole further and further, it may seem like our people are rising. It may seem like a lot of our people are starting their own businesses or what have you. But these are like homosexuals, lesbians, and stuff like that. You go down San Francisco, you see a lot of our people that got black-owned businesses, but they're damn homosexual. They damn lesbians, but they got their own businesses. What good is that going to do our people? See what I'm saying?
Sorry, man, I just damn throwing this.
People really got it twisted.
Yeah, Kyle, let me check out this. It says 32.
Let me try to find it.
No, nothing. It says give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of the Lord, ascribe your greatness unto your God. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, and God of truth. Without iniquity, just and right is he. Let me see. I wanted to. This is not it. Let me see. They cover witness before the jealousy of God abominations.
Paraphrase it.
It's just basically talking about, it's just basically the opposite of Deuteronomy. You know what I'm saying? There's just 28. It's just opposite of Deuteronomy 28. Because, well, you know what? We can just get the first part of that. All right. Like, for example, right? If we see it says, "It come to pass that I shall hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, if the Lord thy God doth set thee on high above all nations above the earth." So, so just to roughly paraphrase what I was doing, I'm just going to do it at 28, in Deuteronomy 28. Now, we see if we keep the commandments, what's going to happen, right? We get the blessings, right? And we don't get, we don't get any kind of, liberation, any kind of deliverance until our people start keeping the commandments, right? And then once we start doing that, the world will know that we're there.
Oh, I know we want to go. Let me show you something right quick. I know exactly
you got it?
where it is.
All right, come on.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. It's Jubilees. Let me get it right quick.
God,
you said that, it made me think about something here. So
that's right.
Jubilees.
Right.
Not the one, and I think it's 14 through 16.
Right. And so all the way to 15, but then at 15, as we know right here, it comes to change, right? Because, but if it come to pass that do you not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. That means that as long as we're not keeping the commandments, we are going to be under the curses. Like, if you notice, like the Most High, he doesn't come back, he doesn't recognize our people after Egypt, right? After Egypt, the Most High, he didn't send deliverance or help our people out until we did what? Until we start keeping the commandments.
That's right.
That's it. You know what I mean? Until we start keeping the commandments. If we don't keep the commandments, right, what does the Most High do? He says death, plague, and destruction among our people.
Here's the one right here. I think this is the one you was looking for.
Con, that is it.
So it's Jubilees chapter 1, 14 through 16. I'm gonna read that right quick, because this is fact right here. It says, "I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of other nations, which we are currently right now, for captivity and for a prey, and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the other nations. And they will forget all my Torah and all my commandments and all my judgments, and I will go astray as to new moons and Shabbats and feasts and jubilees and ordinances. And after this, they will turn to me from amongst the other nations with all their heart and with all their soul and with all their strength." And it's talking about keeping the commandments. "And I will gather them from amongst all the other nations, and they will seek me, so that I shall be found of them, when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul." And so right here, this is what this is saying. Now, some of you might be saying, well, what about the people who are waking up keeping the commandments? Okay, where's the evidence that you don't see people wearing their fringes? You don't see people humbling themselves. You don't see these women humbling themselves before. You know, you got women out there that are teaching on YouTube and doing this and thinking that they're priests and stuff like that. Nobody's keeping the commandments. Now, what's happening is that it's lip service. They say that, oh, we're waking up, but we know that we're Israel. Any fool can know that they're Israel. Any fool can know that they're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? That don't matter unless you're keeping the commandments, unless you're putting in this work. And I'm not talking about just waking up one day and then keeping a couple of Shabbats, and then you think all of a sudden you got the Israelite master down and everything because you kept a couple of Shabbats. Just because you kept a couple of feast days. No, this is going to be a work of a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? When you prove yourself before the Most High, that means like Abraham did not even he didn't go up out until he was like 40 years old. You see what I'm saying? So we got to put in some work, y'all. We're going to have to put in some work. And that means that we're going to have to prove to the Most High that we really love keeping these commandments. Because, see, some people just want to keep the commandments just to, or at least try to, just to put on the front. But the Most High can see all things. Most High can see everything. Let me show you something right quick. Let me go to Ecclesiastes, and then we're gonna shut it down because we know we had you on here for a while. And Ecclesiastes 23. I'm gonna show you that the Most High sees everything. So you can't fake nothing with the Most High. Nothing. All right, so Ecclesiastes 23:19, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most sacred parts. So tell me if I'm right or wrong, brother. There's nothing that we can hide from the Most High. He knows if your heart is right. He knows that if his people are truly keeping the commandments, you know, he's going to break the skies. He's going to break the four corners. You'll know it.
That's right.
But I can truly say with confidence that of all the people who claim that they're woke, they're not keeping the commandments. I guaranteed you, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I guarantee you, some of you in the audience probably don't even have fringes. Probably eating pork every now and then, or sleeping in some, something that we shouldn't be eating.
I want to elaborate on that one. Right?
Go ahead.
That's a good one, right? Because I don't know why they think that.
Is that the one where the women think that they're gonna escape from judgment?
Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why we gotta have precept upon precept. But we're gonna read. But this is gonna be it after this, right? I don't want to continue on because I just want to get my piece in, like my menorah, and get my piece in. Right? So now. It says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood, and blood toucheth. Right? Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Now this is giving you an explanation of what's going to what's going to go down with Israel. Hey man, you over there, you're not keeping the commandments, the land is going to push you out. That's why we have to go into the wilderness before we go into Israel. When the Hamashiach comes back to deliver us, we got to go into the wilderness. Why? It's because we got to learn how to keep the commandments in order to go into the land of Israel, because we cannot defile the land. Now this is. My people are destroyed. Now I'm just going to skip around a little bit. Feel free in your own time to read it, but to read its entirety. But I just want to so we can get the gist of what's going on, right? Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. Right? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. All right, notice that. Now, understand that this one thing. What happens that the Most High, right? He has a cup that fills up, right? He's gonna let it swell up. He's gonna fatten you up like a pig before the slaughter, right? Fatten you up like a lamb before the slaughter. You understand? That's exactly what's going on. He gonna let you. He got, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, right? You know, he used to didn't let the wickedness pile up, so he had to destroy all of his people, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would let the wickedness pile up a little bit, you know what I mean? And then guess what? You know, he would trick David into, you know, say, hey, David, I need to, yeah, man, we got 7,700 wicked ass niggas that we need to get destroyed. You know, Hamashiach already knew what time it was, right? Most High already knew what time it was, right? So, you know, he tricked them into counting the Israelites, and that's how powerful that, you know, how man of a faith that David was, that the Most High had to send Satan on David to make him count the Israelites, you know, put him in a full state of mind so he can count the Israelites, all because that the Most High, he didn't want Israel to build up the wickedness too much, so he had to destroy the whole people. He would only destroy a certain amount of folks. You ever notice that the Most High, that's why he sent prophets to us. If the Most High didn't care about us, we would never get no prophets. He would just let us continue with wickedness until it builds all the way up, until you gets destroyed. You understand? But because our people were on the earth and we were in rulership during that time, the Most High, he kept our people in a, you know, a lot of us was out there. You know, we were like the sands of the sea because we were keeping the commandments. And so the Most High had to keep on culling the, you know what I'm saying, culling the pride. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, hey, get rid of the weak niggas. You know what I'm saying? We got to kill them. You know what I'm saying? So everybody don't die. Right, but the Most High is not doing that now. Of course, you know, he passes some judgment, but you know, he's not doing that right now. So let's continue to read on. Right, let's just we'll start right here. Right, whoredom in wine and new wine take away the heart. You know what I'm saying? Which means that, you know, if you're getting drunk and you're out there having a bunch of sex, you know, your heart ain't gonna be right. Right, your mind. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, it takes away your mental ability. Right, your IQ goes down a couple of levels. You start just committing all kinds of stuff without any kind of spiritual discernment. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of spiritual discretion. It says, my people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms has caused them to err, and they have gone a whoring from under their God. Right. So that could mean, you know, from anything from you know, sexual fornication and a wickedness, all the way down to just following other gods, right? Following other gods. Hey, Brother Dane, feel free to jump in anytime you feel.
No, go ahead, bro.
All right, come on, right? And it says, verse 13, they sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense in the hills, right? This is what I'm talking about. Just as we see that doing what? They were worshiping other gods, right? They were committing idolatry along with adultery, right? It says under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. Right now, this is not talking about far as like you know, sexual. This is also doing the same thing. You know, that's what we were just talking about, witchcraft and all this other stuff. Now, it says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Right. So the men and the women are both being wicked as hell. Right. Therefore, the people that not understand shall fall. You understand? Though thou, Israel, play the harlot, yet let not Judah offend. And come not unto ye Gilgal, neither go ye up to Behaven, nor swear the Lord liveth. For Israel slideth back as a black sliding heifer. Now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a large place. What does that mean? Right? Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Why? You don't want to get caught up in his wickedness, because the cup is getting built up for destruction.
That's right.
Their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom continually. Her rulers with shame do love give ye. The wind hath bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Man, the Most High is not going to let you get away with wickedness if you believe that. He's going to fatten you up like a pig, let you do your thing. I mean, you know, like, how many signs does the Most High have to send the people? Right? You know, he sends us plenty of signs, plenty of things of what not to do. Just because you're not getting punished now does not mean that you're not going to reap the destruction later.
But see, when they read verse 15, they hear this part right here and they run with it. It says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for themselves are separated with whores. That's the key word. And they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that do not understand shall fall. So yeah, the Most High is going to destroy their asses.
You just feel like it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, just because the Most High's punishment is longevity, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know, is long suffering, right? The Most High's punishment is long suffering. You might, you know, man, you might do something today, right? Not repent for it, and then the Most High, He gonna get you 10 years from now. Oh, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I gave this nigga 10 years to repent. But you got to realize 10 years the Most High is like a blink of an eye to Him. You understand? So, you know, He probably look, you know, I don't want to, you know, say what the Most High is doing, but, you know, 10 years is a blink of an eye to Him. You understand? So, like, you know, you could be doing something, you know, today, and then if you're not repenting for it, you know, the Most High could just be, you know, to have it all of a sudden pay attention to you, you know, 40, 30 years later and be like, oh, this nigga still ain't repented. You know, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, send a deer to jump out in front of his car so he'll die. You see what I'm saying? That you know, you can't think that the Most High ain't gonna get you, right? You know what I'm saying? You read one scripture, right? And see, that's the wicked. Will only read one scripture and then be like, you know what? You see, I could be wicked as hell. I could be wicked as hell.
I do all kinds of stuff because I'm not gonna be punished.
Come on, man! And I can find 50 other verses that say your ass gonna get destroyed.
And this is not saying that they're not going to be punished. You got to make sure you read the context of the whole chapter that it's coming from. They're going to be punished, but there's some grace time in there for them to get right. They don't get right, which they didn't, and the Most High ended up destroying them.
Yeah, you're gonna die. The Most High ain't playing no games. And that's why you're thinking that.
That's why the remnants of them. These are the same ones that the apostles were going to witness to because they were so lost and destroyed.
You know, there's look, man, you know, me and you know, Brother Daniel and myself, we're just gonna give you the raw truth. We're gonna straight up tell you how it is. Hey, there is no, you know, there ain't no second chances. Hey, if you were out there, you messed up, you were 19, you done had a baby, and you can't get back with your baby daddy. That's just too bad. You better keep your legs closed for the rest of your life.
It's sad that they're so young when they start off like that. That's it, you know. But then they want to go around and want to have more babies because what happens? They got with Ray. They thought, oh man, he was all that and everything. They don't have a baby by him, and now she's ready to get with Pookie, you know, because Pookie, you know, she thinks he's the bomb and everything. He don't work out. Now she's upset. Now she's like, all men's are dogs and stuff. Now, you know, and then she all of a sudden she gets converted to the truth, and all of a sudden now she wants a righteous man.
Yeah, and then you know what though, for the brothers that, you know, if you try to you know, so this is for you weak ass men, right? If you having babies with women out here, right, and you leave them, right, you know what I'm saying, this is for the you know, the rare case where we got brothers that's not taking care of their kids. They're not doing what they want to.
Infidel.
They're not selling. Yeah, infidel. Right. You're not marrying these women. Right. You know what you're doing? You have sent your woman out there, and you have made her commit adultery. That's coming back on you. You best believe by sending her away to some other niggas. Right. That's gonna. If she's committing adultery, she's gonna die, and so are you, because that's gonna come on you. Because guess what? Once you marry, you become one. You become one. Yep. You don't become two folks. You become one. So sins like that, when you have total control over the situation, and you done sent that woman away and she hasn't committed fornication or something like that, man, that's going to come back on you. That's going to come back on you. You got to take care. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you got to really be circumspect in, you know, who you marry out here, or you know, who you having children with. This stuff is wicked as hell. You have to be you have to be circumspect with this stuff. Hold up, matter of fact, I'm going to get into the scriptures. Go ahead, Al.
You know, yeah. So, hey, wow. If you got any more questions while brother's pulling it up, any questions relating to the lesson, I want y'all to bring it. I hope that brother Matt Ash, I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry, not brother William. I hope that answers your question on concerning Hosea 4:4. Read the chapter after that as well too. So I got to get more explanation to that.
Here we go. Right, we're gonna go Mark 10. Right, Mark 10, 11, and 12. And he saith unto him, red letters. So this is straight from the horse's mouth, straight from the mouth of Hamashiach, the son of Yahweh, right? It says, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her, right? And if, so that means, right, if you can have more than one woman, right? You can have more than one wife, right? Because we have a whole scripture where the Hamashiach is talking about in the New Testament about 10 virgins, and they all come into the wedding of one man, right? But we have to understand the laws and the etiquette of this. It says, whosoever put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. You know why? It's because even though you can marry more than one woman, you can't look over at this woman over here and be like, oh, well, I like this one, so I'm going to put my wife away. You know why? That's because you're lusting in the flesh and you're being wicked as hell, and you're trying to get rid of your first wife, and you're going to be destroyed for that because you're a weak ass nigga. And
that's what these ABC camps be doing. I've seen brothers in the camps. I've seen these brothers in the camps get rid of their wife because they found an excuse to get rid of her and everything because she wouldn't, she was just being argumentative or whatever, and then put her away and then marry a Mexican woman. I've seen that.
You can't do that, man. You can't get rid of your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a wife, you cannot get rid of her if you want another wife. You don't fall out of love with one wife to get another wife. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? If you're doing some stuff that's like that, then you're wicked as hell. You're going to get destroyed, just like the scriptures say, right? It says, and if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery, right? Hold on, wait. That is not the one I was looking for because a woman cannot even, let me see. Meaning that, let me see. Oh, Salakia, that was not the one. All right, what was what? Come on, all right, there it is. Salakia. All right, that's Luke 6. Luke 6. All right, here we go. Luke 16. Salakia is wrong. All right. Here it is right here. All right. It says 18 right here. Here it is. All right, Salakia. It says, whosoever putteth away his wife and marrieth another committeth adultery, and whosoever marrieth her that is put away from her husband committeth adultery. No, there's another one, man, that didn't say it just like that. It said it far as the point as like if I put my wife away, like I'm the one that's causing her to commit adultery. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not talking Matthew 19, are you?
Let me see.
Matthew 19 talks about that too.
He's going to put away his wife except before he shall marry another commit adultery.
That was when they were putting their wives, when Hamashiach was like, they were putting their wives up because they just wanted to do it. It was because, he allowed it because of the hardness of their hearts.
Yeah.
But it was not.
It says, look. Go ahead, entertain. Go ahead and say a little something so we don't have these people in limbo while I pull this up. Salakia. What role can a single man play in this current time to rectify the situation for the sake of Yasharel?
Yeah, but that's serious, y'all. Though, so when it comes to that, and I know a lot of people had questions about the marriage and everything. So let me see what role can single men play in this current?
There it is, right there. Hold on, I found it.
Hold on. So speak out. Saying correct these women, and teach these young brothers too. Teach these young brothers. Do not mess with these women that have children. And that's what we can play and teach these young brothers to keep the commandments. That is the biggest thing that we can do right now. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. It says, but I say unto you, right, as you see right here, this is in red letters from the horse's mouth. Slacky is right for me, take it so long. It says, but I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, meaning that she stepped out, right, causes her to commit adultery. You understand? You cause your woman to commit adultery if you put her away for something other than fornication, for her stepping out on you. Or like that could even mean her out there, worshiping other gods, like a fornicating like commit adultery, right? It says, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery, right? Whosoever marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. Brother Daniel and myself, we had to counsel a brother a while back that had a situation like that. He had married a woman that was put away from from his wife, and it's sad to say, but he kept the commandments, and he did the righteous thing. He had to put that woman away, unfortunately. All right. So that was the main point that I wanted to bring out. All right. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Let's see. Let me get the link in here. All right. If anyone has a disagreement, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the link in right here. You can come on. If you have any questions, feel free to come on. There's a link right there. There's a description. All right. Because we really want y'all to understand. Right. This is the uncut truth.
Yeah, and I know this is a lot to digest and everything, so you're gonna have to go back over this lesson and everything and go through, because there's a lot. We might have to do a part 2 next week too, because it's a lot that we got to break through. Matter of fact, we'll probably have to do a part 2, the end result of Torah breaking, because there's a lot of stuff that we need to bring out in this. That's how serious it is.
This can go on forever and ever and ever.
We're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna do a part 2 next week. The end result of Torah breaking part 2, because there's some other stuff that I want to bring out as well too. So see right here. Let's look at this question. So if a woman has multiple partners, would you technically be in adultery for marrying a non-virgin? So if a woman has multiple, what do you mean by that? If a woman has multiple partners, would you technically be in adultery for marrying a okay, I got you. A non-virgin woman. No, you don't mess with a woman with no multiple partners. Period.
I'll tell you this right here, right?
Yeah.
In today's society, right? It's going to be damn near impossible for you to find a virgin, right? But I'll tell you this right here. If a woman is, the statistics go like this: if a woman is a virgin, she gets married to you. In today's modern society, there's an 85% chance that the marriage will last, right? Hopefully, way higher if you keep the commandments. If you have if you met a woman that has more than 5 sexual partners, right? A woman that has slept with 5 dinglings, right? It goes down to 25%. Her ability to pair bond, her ability to stick with you, this, that, and the third, right? It goes down to 25%. Your marriage has a 25% percentage of lasting. So that means, if she has that many partners, that's a no-go, right? That's absolutely no-go. And then plus, why would you want that many? If you have a woman that's had many sexual partners, do you think that'll be a good mother for your children? Absolutely not. She has no discipline. She doesn't let a lot of men humble her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what kind of woman is that? Worthless. The scriptures are very adamant on the worth of a woman and the way that she is to conduct herself. It doesn't start.
Women only get
35 and 40.
You only get one chance. You only get hey, look. Well, you only get one chance. In other words, like Brother Aton said, you only get one dingling.
God, right? It doesn't wait till you get 35 or 40 until you get up in age for you to start making sense. Nope. The women are old. They were smarter when they were younger. They made wiser choices. To stay with one man and to be with that man, and they were happier for it. These women are these days. Millions and millions and millions of Israelite women.
It's not good. And that's the whole thing. You got all these women who has been through multiple partners. That's a no-go, y'all. You don't want to touch that. Even if she doesn't have kids, because technically, the first dude she lay down with, she's married to that person. That's just, hey, it is what it is.
If you have a baby by that woman, you're obligated to take care of it. That's your wife indefinitely.
Yep.
You understand? That's your wife indefinitely.
That's why this thing is really crucial. You need to really understand this. But All right, Israel. I know that we want to thank y'all for sticking with us. I know we had a lot to cover and everything. We haven't seen nobody else come on yet. So, Brother Eitan, do you have any last words?
No, not at all. Not at all. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, Israel. Jesus, let's say 2. That's almost 3 hours. Lord have mercy. Okay, I know we done talked y'all heads off tonight. And it's sad because we still got plenty over, we can go over. But yeah, all praises to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Yep. All right, Israel, we'll see you next week, same time.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.